Six days have been incredible competition here at the Six Invitational. Live from Montreal. We've done it, we've doubled last year. We've brought 16 of the best teams in the world to this incredible venue with these incredible fans. Now 2 teams remain for the World Championship of Rainbow Six Siege. I'm Matt Andrews. Good morning to you from Montreal. We are going to have a great day of fun to conclude the Six Invitational. Tomorrow is going to suck, but today is going to be great. We will crown a world champion. It could be the reigning world champions, Evil Geniuses. Or it could be PENTA Sports. That, in a best of 5, is how we're going to conclude things later on today. Before we get to that, you saw Operation Chimera yesterday. We're going to show you the first ever live play of Outbreak. The 4-week special event that's part of Operation Chimera, that is coming to you live from our stage here in Montreal. We will show you Outbreak for real and then tell you all about it in a panel afterwards. That's ahead of the grand final. Prior to all of that, we'll be doing this incredible All-Stars game. We have asked the players and many people involved in this production to pick people to nominate for that match. We have 5 players across NA and Latin America. They're going to be squaring up against 5 players from Europe and APAC. That's coming up in a while. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. And before any of that, we need to tell you about Year 3. As we conclude the Six Invitational later today, that'll bring Year 2 to an end. And then, yes, Year 3. So, the very first thing we'll do to you live from Montreal, tell you all about Year 3, both the esports competitive scene and what you're going to expect in the game as well. And we'll do that with the incredible guys from Ubisoft.
On a passé une première année à comprendre, à regarder le jeu quasiment comme un bébé qu'on surveille, on regarde son cœur, on mesure, on a peur pour lui aussi. Puis on voit qu'il s'en sort bien. On arrive à une deuxième année, on se dit ça va être la même chose, une répétition, et pas du tout. Ça se comporte différemment, avec plus de puissance, il continue de grandir. Et bien maintenant, il faut qu'il rentre en maturité d'un point de vue gameplay. C'est-à-dire qu'aujourd'hui, on a continué de le faire grandir, maintenant il faut qu'il franchisse des étapes. Il est temps pour lui d'évoluer.
Year 2 has been very special for us. We've been dedicating so much amount of time and energy in building Operation Health. Health has been the core focus of Year 2, reworking fundamentals of the game and infrastructure. Coming out of Year 2 and looking at Year 3 now, we're having a sort of serenity and maturity, because now we feel the game is on a much more solid foundations. So I think what we're going to be seeing in terms of content, in terms of experience of the game is going to be more solid moving forward. So I'm excited for Year 3. But there's a twist. We're changing the formula, introducing Outbreak, a co-op event that's going to start this year, and I can't wait to have you guys play it.
Sur toute l'année 3 d'opérateur, on va faire en sorte que chaque saison qui arrive, des mécaniques soient des mécaniques qu'on n'en avait pas avant. Je voudrais aussi maintenant avoir les capacités spéciales, être capable de buffer les unités avec du commandement, d'agir psychologiquement, d'être entraîné physiquement pour tenir tel assaut, etc. C'est un nouveau layer que je veux développer pour le jeu. Vous aviez l'habitude de réfléchir dans Siege, vous allez vraiment réfléchir cette fois. Pikeban, en fait, son pouvoir principal, ce qu'on demande à ce mode, c'est d'augmenter le pouvoir de réflexion et de création des joueurs. Et de sortir les joueurs du confort pour être tactique.
C'est avant tout, en fait, une feature d'émancipation pour les joueurs. Je pense que c'est donner aux joueurs, justement, le contrôle de la méta. Si effectivement, ils ont un problème avec un opérateur particulier, ils peuvent décider de le bannir dans ce match et donc de ne pas jouer avec. Et c'est en ça que je trouve que c'est finir un petit peu l'œuvre de Siege, qui est un jeu dont la créativité est mise dans les mains des joueurs.
Pour le jeu, en tout cas, s'il arrive à un état de maturité, ça veut dire qu'il ne peut plus faire les choses comme avant. On va devoir adresser les maps. Le map buff, en fait, c'est toutes les saisons, on va être capable de faire des modifications légères sur les maps, enlever une porte, rajouter un mur, etc. Donc améliorer la méta pour que les game modes soient de plus en plus viables, et le tout dans un objectif très compétitif. Pour le map rework, c'est un travail beaucoup plus conséquent. On refait à 100% la map. On prend par exemple un thème et imaginez demain, elle revient avec un nouveau level design et elle revient aussi avec une passe d'artwork.
The intention with DR3, with the competition, is increase our commitment, increase the duration of the program, and we're now aiming at 2 years, 2 full years of competition, but it's not enough. We want to add more layers. One of the change of the format is switching the Pro League from 3 months to now 6 months. So that allows every team to actually compete every week, one against the other. That means that every match is being streamed, every fan can actually follow their favorite team, and it makes the competition much fairer and much more stable as well. We're adding 2 new layers of tournaments, where we're adding 4 new minor or tournaments that are on the DreamHack circuit. And in addition to this, a second major. With Six Invitational, now the mid-year has its major. It's going to be in August in Paris, and that's going to be one of the biggest tournaments we have this year as well.
Tous les succès, les résultats, les millions de joueurs, le viewership qui explose, cette finale ici, c'est vraiment le résultat de autant de nous que de vous. Ce jeu, il est autant le vôtre qu'il est le nôtre, nous, l'équipe de développement.
And now this wish of making that game one of the biggest competition titles in the world is actually happening, and I can't wait to see year 3 transforming that wish and that dream in a reality.
Nous continuons d'explorer, nous avons encore plein de layers, de niveaux, en tout cas de complexité et de référents particuliers que je veux faire entrer dans le jeu. J'ai faim d'accumuler, d'agglomérer le maximum de mécaniques possibles pour ce jeu. C'est que le début.
Good morning, everyone. I am Craig Robinson, community developer on Rainbow Six Siege, and what a day. Day 3 of the Six Invitational. We have our all-star match, East versus West, coming up right after this panel, and then Outbreak reveal, which we're all very excited to hear about. And following that, we have the grand finals, Penta versus Evil Geniuses. So before we get into all that, we're going to take it back and talk about year 3. I'm joined by Alex, our brand director, Leroy, our game director, and Seb, our map production manager. So, Alex, real quick, let's talk about what year 2 meant to the game.
Absolutely, we are at the Six Invitational, so that is the moment we're like closing a year. We just finished the 2nd year of Rainbow Six, and what a year. Obviously, we've introduced 4 seasons, 8 operators, and you know, like since we've been building from the past. But it's been a special year because we had to do like major rework on the fundamentals of the game, and that was the intent with Operation Health.
Absolutely. But before we get into Operation Health and we start talking about the tech side of things, what are we looking at in terms of the growth of the game in year 2?
It's extremely important that everyone that is a player, a talent, us dev team, to look at the sort of journey that the game has made ever since we launched. We do have a graph, I believe, that should show up on the screen that shows how much that game has been growing over the past 2 years. This shows the activity that every day people connecting and people playing the game. Over the course of the past 2 years, we've more than times 8 the number of players that are now. It's ever growing, consistently improving and growing. So it's a cool testament of how the community is engaged and how much the work that has been put in by the dev is actually making the game better.
Absolutely, and our player base we continue to see new milestones and break records for our game, and it's always so exciting to come in on Monday morning and see just how many people are engaging with our game every day. But let's talk about the future of Rainbow Six and kind of what your vision is for that.
We've communicated already a couple of times about how the vision of the game is to bring it to 100 operators. Today we have 36 operators. Year 3 will bring 8 new operators, but 100, that number is not only a symbol, but it's a testament of the longevity that we want to put in the game. Again, we're claiming extremely loud here, there is no sequel plan, and we're here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life for quite some time.
Absolutely. Now, that's going to have a lot of work on Leroy's shoulders as our game director. We're going to talk about what your team's doing to manage 100 operators moving forward in a little bit. But that's a lot of operators. And with new players coming to the game every day, what are we doing to improve that new player experience?
Yeah, indeed. It's year 3 is very symbolic for a reason as well. Is now the content that we have been creating post-release and post-ship of the game is going to become bigger than the one in the original box, right? So we're starting to have those questions and discussion on how we make the journey for every player, newcomers and people that are very much engaged already from day one, smoother. Better, the quality of getting that content, trying that content, learning it, mastering it should be better. So starting year 3 very, very soon, we are already deploying a couple of measures that are extremely exciting. All of the past, present, and future attachments are now 100% unlocked for all operators.
As soon as they get the operator,
Absolutely.
the attachments are already there and ready to go.
All attachments, no need to grind them anymore. So it's going to make your your learning ship of every of those guns and attachments much, much, much smoother.
And then what do we have for operators?
All of the operators in the standard edition, the 20 legacy operators, as we call them, are now also 100% unlocked. So that means that when you do play or do get access to the game with that edition that has the 20 original operators, it's now you pick whichever you want.
So everyone who purchases the starter edition, or who owns the standard edition, who purchases the standard edition from here on out has the original 20 unlocked, as well as all the attachments for those operators.
Absolutely, and you did mention the starter edition.
I apologize, but let's talk about the starter edition.
Absolutely, and we're super pleased to announce also that the starter edition is getting an upgrade, now getting with 6 operators instead of 4, making your pool of heroes and characters available from the beginning much bigger.
Fantastic. So you mentioned earlier the tech improvements that our team has worked on in year 2. Let's take a look at that.
Absolutely. And Operation Health, right? This was the second season during that year, and what a season! What a literally an operation that we did. We often discuss with Jalal, who's somewhere in the venue, our lead architect, about how it's been a sort of open heart surgery on a live patient, right? It's been about reworking all of the core fundamentals of the tech, switching servers, making one-step matchmaking, introducing the test servers, and all of this across that whole year has really drastically improved the quality of the service, the quality of the matchmaking and the connection.
So Operation Health was a huge milestone in year 2 and really set us up for the future of Rainbow Six. Let's talk about what we saw from a data side as far as improvements for Operation Health.
Yeah, there's tons of improvement and metrics that we've been tracking, obviously, from your time to matchmake, etc. But one of them is particularly interesting is the different icons of your connectivity that we track in-game. And ever since we switch to the new and more powerful server, you'll see on the graph how much that before and after has drastically changed. The game is much more reliable, much more stable, and the resiliency of all of our services around that quality of experience has improved by a high margin.
Thank you so much. And we're going to take a look at just how much it was an improvement over the future, over the old servers, and how we've really transitioned into this upgraded and improved tech. So you want to talk about that for a little bit?
Absolutely, but you see the before and after, and I think that's it needs almost no comment. I see people understand even without any of my comments, so that's exactly what it is. Like, your experience in Rainbow Six has drastically improved. That doesn't mean that we're going to be stopping the investment and keeping improving the service. As the game grows, as the number of people playing grows as well, we need to double down on all of our investment. And we have another good news.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be growing and adding new data centers from the game. That means for everyone in the current region, they will have a lower latency and lower ping when they do play. And I'm super pleased to announce that we are opening with the Microsoft Azure 2 new data centers, one in South Africa and one in south of France that will be covering the south of Europe. So those are two regions that were previously having, I'd say, a lesser of an experience, and now like those two regions are going to be benefiting from a much better experience. So two new regions plus other data centers will be opening in existing regions as well. Overall, expect ping to be at a much better state in the coming year.
So beyond just the technical improvements that we worked on throughout Operation Health, we're adding more servers to lower latency around the globe for our growing player base.
Absolutely. Again, that investment that we started with Operation Health will continue. You will not see it now because there's not going to be an Operation Health 2, obviously, but under the hood, we keep on investing.
Fantastic. Now, let's move on to year 3 and kind of what we have in store for our players that's in the coming years.
Absolutely. The roadmap is one that we already sort of communicated, and you guys see the 4 season and 8 operators, so sort of a classic formula and the ingredients that we've been having over the past 2 years already. So we're keeping this. We've seen how much like new seasons and new content every 3 months is making people exciting, people coming back and overall growing the number of players. So we're keeping this. 4 seasons, 8 operators will be traveling, as you see, in Italy as well. We're having operators from the Delta Force as well as England again, and then Morocco. There. But this year 3 has also major changes. We mentioned a certain level of maturity when it comes to the game, maturity in the content, game design, and Leroy is going to be covering an aspect with pick and ban that I think is really the next step in how we play the game, and obviously map buff and rework with Sébastien that is also extremely exciting. And we start the year with a bang. Outbreak, that co-op event available for 4 weeks is our, I'd say, way to say thank you guys, thank you community and players for being with us and holding with us that whole year. I hope you enjoy that sort of disruptive and rock and roll experience with the zombies and aliens.
And we're going to have the reveal for Outbreak following the All-Star match coming up right after this. You are not going to want to miss it. It is really changing how Rainbow Six is.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you mentioned Leroy and Seb. Both of you have major changes coming to both how your teams work and the things that you're putting in the game. Let's start with you, Leroy. We're here at the Six Invitational, Six Invitational 2, in Montreal on Rainbow Six Siege. What does that mean to you?
People don't know that, but before I even start, to think about working in the video game industry, I used to be like a 1A pro player on Rainbow Six Raven Shield. So with my best friend, we took our computer, our big CRT screen, put that in the truck of our car and traveling all around France in small LAN events. And at that time, Rainbow Six Raven Shield was not, quite a esport games, and no big organization were interested at all, so it was quite difficult. And being there like more than 10 years after, with all those people coming from all over the world, like the best player in this insane venue, competing with big organization, it's a thing to me, like it's really like realizing a dream through them.
Absolutely, and it's...
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you here. We're very lucky, and the things that you've been guiding your team on doing in terms of game design direction is phenomenal. So let's take a look at the pick and ban.
Yeah, the pick and ban is that, for us, it was like one of the last cornerstone of Rainbow Six Siege. Every time we were talking about the 100 operator as a goal, we had in mind, this system. Because what's the point of having that much operator if you don't have like a system, a gameplay system that encourages this diversity and that challenge player to, to play with those 100 operator. So pick and ban for us is really like the last cornerstone that we are adding to this game. And we believe also like we have a kind of mantra in the team thinking like the more you give power to players, the more you allow them to have creativity, the better the player experience will be. And we believe that pick and ban, this kind of system are just that, like giving putting the meta in the end of the player, basically.
Fantastic. So let's take a look through the flow of pick and ban.
So we're going into details. Of course, it's the pick and ban system. It's about operator, So there are 3 things that you need to keep in mind. First, we're changing the flow. Then we're adding what we call a ban phase, and then we have what we call the 6 pick. So let's start with the ban phase. So each team, attacker team and defending team, will be able to ban one attacker and one defender for the whole map. Okay, so at the beginning of a map, each team are going to remove 2 attacker and 2 defender. And how it goes, it starts, and you pay attention to that because it's really important in terms of system. The defending team starts by banning the first attacker. Then the attacking team bans the second attacker. Then the attacking team again bans the first defender, and then the defending team is banning the last defender. That means 4 operators that won't be able to be played by both teams.
So each team will pick one attacking operator, one defending operator to ban for the entire map.
Exactly. So
Okay.
it's map-based.
Right. Oh, so it's map-based,
Yeah.
not for a series or anything
Exactly.
like that. Okay. Now let's take a look at how that's going to play out in terms of the rounds and the attackers and defenders.
So the second change I was talking about is that we are changing the flow of the round. You know, instead of having a team that needs to attack, then switch to defend, then switch to attack, now we are doing 5 attacks in a row, then kind of an half time, and then you go to do your defense, and you do your 5 defense in a row.
So we're not going to be doing the back and forth
No.
and forth that we've been doing for the last 2 years. It's going to be much more fluid and probably a better viewer experience for everyone here.
And even for the team, you know, especially in defense, it gives you the opportunity, you know, to react on what went wrong and to adapt and to increase your level. We feel like in terms of mindset, it's better for the player and for the team.
And it lets you adapt your strategies and
Yeah,
build on them,
the fly,
correct
yeah,
the issues as you're progressing through the map.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Now,
Yeah, come on.
This is so fun.
let's take a look at step 2
Yeah.
for the pick and ban.
So the last one, the step 2, it's what we call the 6 pick. So at the beginning of each round, each team, we are going like usually, you know, they will do their 5 pick, you know, you're doing your team composition. But we're adding a twist that we call the reveal phase. That means when each team has selected their 5 operator, now we display those composition to each other. Meaning, like as a defending team, I will see the 5 pick of the attacking team, and now as an attacking team, I will see the 5 pick of the defending team, even before I start the round. You know, even before the preparation phase. And the twist with that is that we added what we call the 6 pick, an opportunity for each team to repick one of the operator, one of their 5 operator to another one, you know, from the pool. And this pick is hidden, you know, the opposing team doesn't know, like, did you change? Did you change for who? They don't know. And it adds to kind of the mind game, you know.
So what does this mean for the intel gathering during the preparation phase?
But that's the thing, is that we still have like some high value of droning and trying to scout like the team composition, especially on attack. Because now, if I saw Valkyrie during the reveal screen, I don't know if they repicked it. So if I saw the Valkyrie during the preparation phase, I have a valuable information of, okay, so Valkyrie is here, so she's not the 6 pick. So maybe there is another operator that I should look for or be aware or be afraid of.
So this is going to have a huge impact on the meta, and like you said, putting the meta back in the players' hands. Where can we expect to see this implemented?
So that's the thing, is that we're super proud to announce that the pick and ban will be released for the season 2 and for Pro League only. This will become the new format of the competition. And it's because in the way it is designed right now, it's really speak to team and strategy level. You see what I mean? Like we believe that it's a powerful tool that will empower, for example, coach and teams that have strategy to create like their own, their own meta and their own roster. Yeah.
So they're going to have to adapt and make changes on the fly,
Exactly.
and they're not going to be able to really predict what they're going to be facing,
Exactly.
what bans they're going to have to deal with. It's really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. What else is your team working on?
So there is a lot of stuff that we're working on, especially after operationals, that allow us, to rework our framework, our pipeline. So for example, I can already tell you that in season 2, expect to see a new standard gadget that will check the meta. Expect to see like a rework of our observation tool system. We are going to rework also the diffuser. We have something that is super exciting, especially for Pro League. There is a lot of new gameplay content that are incoming. So it's just the beginning, and as Alex said, like this year 3 is going to be amazing.
So your So your team's been working really hard throughout year 2. They're going to continue to work hard in year 3 to really shake up the meta and make sure that Rainbow Six is ready, here to stay. Now, Seb, and making sure that Rainbow Six is here to stay, maps are integral to that. What can we talk, in year 3, we're gonna have 2 new maps, we're gonna have a map rework, and we're gonna have map buffs. Let's talk about map reworks first. What does your team have for us in terms of map reworks?
Well, you know, we're at a turning point right now where we have 19 maps. 19 maps is a hard learning curve, and we want to revisit some of the maps that we have that are unbalanced, have not 4 viable objectives. The goal really is to make stand out some maps that are forgotten, have been put in casual. You've seen in the map rotation that we've done in casual and rank, we've reduced the pool of map in both. And I'm super happy to say I've seen the Yacht panel before. Yacht is coming back on season 1 as a casual map.
So let's go into a little more detail about specifically what map reworks are and how that's going to impact our players.
Yes. Map rework is a redesign from top to bottom. You can consider this as an alternate version of what you have on a regular map. You can have a chalet, for example, in the summer, and it's been renovated. It's really to revisit level design and art direction in every point we have. You still have the essence of the map, although we want to rebalance all 4 objectives. The goal is really we now design with the Plan Bomb as a core game mode. So having, for example, House, which we first developed with the Rescue Hostage intention, it got harder when we decided to place 2 bombs, and especially harder when you want 4 bomb location. So we decided to design every single map. So expect maps to get a bit bigger. House can sadly not be a compatible map because of that value. But the goal is really get them bigger, address major flaw issue, and revisit level design, level art.
So you're taking what your team has been learning throughout the past 2 years of Rainbow Six and applying it to making adjustments to existing maps that the game is really well known for, Hereford's specifically. So what can we talk about in terms of art direction?
For art direction?
And like the fantasy that we have for these new maps.
Well, I think first we missed one point. Hereford is officially the Season 3 map rework. This is the first intention that we have. This is our deal dev map. This was the first competition map that we've had. We've been playing that map for 10 months in Grey Block. We didn't have art. We had no destruction intention on props. So it was obvious for us that the choice that Hereford is the core map of R6 when we started, and we needed to rework that map. We have so much data on it. We know the map from top to bottom. And it was obvious with the season rhythm, we needed a strong map to redesign it up for.
Absolutely, and like you had mentioned earlier, you guys are taking all these level design learnings and applying them to these reworks, but like
What is wrong with your internet?
Wood is clear, Kevlar not.
Makes sense. So let's talk about the level design and the learnings that you've had and how you're applying those specifically to Hereford base.
For Hereford specifically, there was one major issue, the pick rate. The basement is the first pick rate, and we want to make sure that there's 4 viable bomb locations. It's super important for us because otherwise people have the reflex of just only choosing that, and it makes obvious rounds. So we concentrated on making sure there's 4 bomb sites, adding staircase because there was lots of issue. We want to prevent also having a bomb location right next to a window. We want to make sure that the gameplay is focusing inside the building and less on the outside. Having small buildings often result in the outside-inside firefight. So we really want to let the players progress, the attackers progress inside the building.
So for some of our viewers who might not be quite as familiar with high-level play and why that would be important, why is it so integral to have these bomb sites move more towards the inside and not right next to a window?
Well, it's progression. You want to plant your strategy. You want to plan your strategy. You want to make sure that when you get into position, you have the advantage. So you need a good rhythm to get in there. And once you're in there, everything can happen. So like we want to give the chance as well for the attackers and defenders to either roam or place themselves properly for the proper attack.
So again, giving more options to our players kind of goes hand in hand with pick and ban.
For sure.
We're putting everything in the players' hands in the future of Rainbow Six.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the map buffs that we mentioned earlier. What is your team working on in terms of map buffs, and what does that mean?
Well, this is something that hasn't been announced. I'm super proud of it. This means we've, as map production, by the way, map production, all the love, you guys are awesome. Shipping every 3 months. Map buff is the proof of maturity on our team. We got to a point where revisiting map as rework is too much of a work. So we decide to surgically study the data that we have and adjust layouts. We can add walls, we can balance instruction, we can add 4 viable objectives. But the goal is really to micro-surgically tweak the layout so it feels balanced, has more progression also.
So we're making really minor changes, like small adjustments, very surgical, very precise, adding a wall here, taking a wall away there, things like that,
Yep.
to improve the player flow on these maps and how the balancing of the overall map works.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, do you want to talk about the first map buff that we have coming up?
Yes, I'm super proud. Clubhouse will be the first map buff. This is huge for us. There you go. There you go.
Seems like the crowd's pretty happy about that one.
Well, people know the map. It has major flaw, not major flaw, it has some flaws. This is it. It's super hard to concentrate right now. So what we've been doing is addressing some issues that we had with the upper stairs. So the bedroom and cash room.
I'll give him a second to just watch it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let it sink in, let it sink in.
All right, so let's take a look at what everybody just saw and kind of break it down and why those changes were important.
Yes, there was an issue with the bedroom and the cash room. We decided to fill that up with a room to make sure that there's no, the defenders are not compromising their whole team whenever they go and try to flank them from the bedroom side. So it gives lots of depth in the strategy and in the gameplay. So this was the first major modification that we've done. Second is the bar section. Bar section had 2 bomb locations there. It was really open. We decided to sectorize it, so now there's a new flow in the bar. There's new destruction. There's new walls. We created a bathroom. Imagine that it's been renovated and we pimped it up.
Okay, so what does this mean for players who are moving through these maps and trying to take these objectives and attack and defend and everything like that?
Well, one of the major modifications in those in this map buff is the stairwell that goes all the way down to the arsenal. There was a huge choke point from the garage and the arsenal, and often it becomes a bottleneck. So we decided to add the stairs that comes from the dog spawn. It totally changed the flow of the objective. It feels more equal to the rest of it, and we've been testing those changes for quite a while now, and super confident that this will bring the meta higher on this map.
So these map buffs are integral to making these minor changes to maps to remove choke points and open up more viability for different objectives.
Yep.
and really just improve the overall experience for both attackers and defenders on these maps. When can we maybe expect Clubhouse to come into the game, these changes?
Well, the first map buff that we're going to ship is on Season 2. The target is to ship 1, whether it's small, whether it's medium. We want to ship 1 every season. That's our target. Obviously, we're going to ship when it's ready. This is what happened with Pick and Ban. This is what happened with the map buff. We waited long enough to be sure that we're not shipping shit. I'll say shit. We're shipping strong content. This is the goal.
So we've kind of had a mentality shift on the development team to ensure that when we're ready to ship something, we ship it when it's ready.
Exactly.
We make sure it has enough time to kind of marinate and get ready to go. All right, fantastic. So let's kind of take a recap real quick. And so for the map rework, we're ensuring that it's more competitive than it was when it first launched. We're improving, we're making like overall changes, huge changes, sweeping changes to these maps with both level design and a new art direction. And then for the map buffs, we're making much smaller changes, more surgical changes to improve the player experience and balance it out a little bit more.
Clearly, yep.
And so in Season 2, we're looking at potentially shipping the Clubhouse. We're shooting for Season 2 to ship the Clubhouse changes. Season 3, we have the map rework coming to Hereford. And in Season 2 of Pro League, this year, we're going to have the pick and ban system. So really exciting things coming up for the players, the meta, and all of that. And that's going to have a huge impact on esports. Alex, let's talk about esports and the next couple of years of that.
Absolutely, Craig. But what an evolution, right? Sitting on that room now, like watching all of those games in the past days. Can't wait for the finals, obviously, but what a step up. Remember, like, last year, or even the first competitions, I remember very clearly and vividly the first one. It was at IEM Katowice on a much smaller stage. It was the very beginnings. Like, some teams didn't even have a jersey, and we're like already very super excited. But like looking at the venue, looking at you guys and all the teams, I'm absolutely I can't compute all of my emotions, to be honest.
You know,
so yes.
One of the things that really warmed my heart was seeing you come to the venue for the first time earlier this week, seeing all of the work that was done and seeing what was the Six Invitational 2 was going to be. And just the smile on your face was absolutely incredible. You could tell this really meant.
Yeah, props to ESL and Tribute, the agency that's working on us for this. Like that amount of work from all of the teams involved in this is just pure and sheer work, amount of work, and but it's such a jewel for everyone, the community, the players to be here, and I hope you guys enjoy as much as we do.
So let's talk real quick about the next couple years specifically for esports in Rainbow Six Siege. We have that asset that showed that we have a lot of things coming, a lot of new changes. Let's kind of break that down from the top down.
Indeed, the biggest change before we go into the breakdown, that's our commitment as 2+ years of competition. We're saying like we are here to stay, 100 operators, a long life cycle for that game, and that's exactly that commitment that we're also bringing to the competition at all levels of competition. Why is that important? Because when you do think about aspiring teams, talents, hosts, players, coaches, etc., you need to give visibility, stability, that the game and the ecosystem is a viable choice as a career. It's for those players, again, those coaches and those teams, they need to be able to project themselves in the long term, making their investments absolutely interesting and viable. I think this is why we're starting to see big organizations now also joining. Current organization, like sort of getting stronger and building themselves tougher. Stability on those teams is becoming more and more important. So the commitment to the long term is an absolute necessity. So that's why we do a 2+ year of competition program.
So not only is Rainbow Six here to stay for the foreseeable future, but so are Rainbow Six Esports.
Absolutely. And in addition to that commitment of 2+ years, there's the different layers of competition that we're bringing. We used to have like 2 to 3 layers maximum, like Pro League and pretty much Go 4, which has the grassroots program. And now, if you do look back at the graph that we showed, you do see that how many layers are now in the Pro League, from grassroots again to top.
So what do we have right at the top of the Pro League? Obviously, we're here at the Six Invitational. We have that. What do we have coming in the years to come?
The big change on the Pro League, it's going to be about the switch from the format from 3 months to 6 months. That changes a lot of how we broadcast and how those teams are playing. We used to have a format of competition that was much more limited, meaning that all the teams could not play against each other. Switching to 6 months, that allows every team on each region to play against each other 2 times and have the best and fair competition. And it's the league system that is back versus the tournament system that we had in the past. So I think we are going to see, after 6 months of league, the best of the teams of each region invited in the Pro League finals.
And all of these matches are going to be live streamed as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we have every team playing every other team in the Pro League during their 6-month season, and everybody who's a fan of every team is going to be able to watch every single match.
Absolutely, because your favorite team is going to be playing every week against a new opponent. So that means that if you do want to follow your team, you know they're going to be playing that week. So tune in and have fun.
All right, and what do we have coming for LANs?
That's one of the feedback that we're starting to trying to address as much as possible. The introduction of the minors that are going to be happening in the DreamHack circuit for DreamHack a year is absolutely critical for us. It's adding new moment, new competition, new lands where your favorite teams and aspiring teams can actually join the competition. So with more lands, that's also more moments where the fans and the players can actually play.
Do you have anything else you want to share about Rainbow Six Esports?
I think it's pretty much the big and important thing of it, but Pro League is going to be changing with pick and ban.
Yes.
Leroy mentioned it. Season 2, so that's around June, will start with the new game flow that both for viewership and players, pro players, is going to be an absolute game changer. So I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Absolutely. Now, before we end this panel, what do you guys think about, we got Evil Geniuses versus PENTA for the World Championship? Who are your favorites to win?
I'll go EG.
EG?
I'll go EG too.
EG?
Penta.
Penta? Yeah. So we got 2 for Evil Geniuses, 1 for Penta. We have the All-Star match, East versus West, coming up right after this panel. Then we have the Outbreak reveal following that, and then the World Championship. Don't go anywhere.
At the Six Invitational aren't just fans, a lot of them are players as well. Now this guy's a special fan because he's been first in line both days of the Six Invitational thus far. Man, tell us what your name is and where you're from.
My name is Alec, and I'm from Belleuil, nearby Montreal.
I'm Rotimi. I'm from New York City.
My name is Henry. I am from Chicago.
My name's Matthew. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island.
I'm Catherine. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
I'm Sherry. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
My name is Bryce. I came all the way from Alaska.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm from Ohio.
I think I know the answer to this, but who are you rooting for here?
Rooting for EG all the way.
I am rooting for the team that my sons are rooting for, and that is the Evil Geniuses.
Probably Penta. I love Pengu. He's like probably one of my favorite players. Just like the plays he makes are just like out of this world. Like yesterday he had like a huge C4, like 3K, and I was like, dude, this guy's the best. And like I've always been a fan of him, so.
I'm rooting for North America.
I'm rooting for the Evil Geniuses. And mostly because we have a Canadian on the team, so.
Almost all of the teams I wanted to see are going to be playing today, so I'm extremely hyped for it.
Who's your favorite Siege operator?
That's hard to choose. I really enjoy Frost. I like putting the traps, you know, where if they run in last minute, they usually get stuck in them.
Would that be Ash, I guess? Yeah?
Why Ash?
Well, my boys like her as well.
I love Smoke. It's just such an important operator on defense. The last, 30, 40 seconds of a round, you become the guy.
Attacking, Hibana, defending, Bandit.
Legion, definitely, 110%.
I never would have guessed.
Yes, I got the Legion shirt.
What do you like about him?
He's just so versatile. I love his gun. It absolutely shreds, and I hate Blackbeard, so that shield can go by.
There you have it. A lot of different people, a lot of different preferences. Like the operators of Rainbow Six Siege themselves, takes people from all walks of life to put together the Rainbow Six Siege community.
Welcome back to day 6 of the Six Invitational. Year 3 looks very exciting, doesn't it? I told you today was going to be fun. We've already talked about Year 3. Now it's time for our All-Stars match before we get serious. So now we're really going to have some fun. You never see us in the same room at the same time. So, All-Stars time, ladies and gentlemen. West faces East. What we've done is we've asked all the players and other people who are involved in this production to nominate a player to take part in this. PENTA and EG, of course, they're fighting for a world championship later on, so we'll leave them aside. We have players from NA and Latin America for the West team. They're going to be competing against players from EU and APAC for the East team, and we are going to bring them to you now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome All-Stars West! All-Stars West! Their opponents, representing EU, representing APAC, they are All-Stars East! Welcome All-Stars East! So yeah, we asked people to nominate. You 10 gentlemen have been picked to bring us some fun here on our big stage. We wanted you to get the chance to play in front of this incredible crowd that we have here in Montreal. Skies. You guys, you know an invitational stage. You were competing on one and did rather well in Montreal last year, but it's CLG. Unfortunately, you didn't make it to this stage. How do you feel personally, Skies, getting a chance to play in front of this amazing crowd?
You know, I was heartbroken when we lost in the group stage, but the opportunity to play on the stage is an amazing feeling.
And you are lined up with some fine, fine players from the Latin American region. As a team, have you put in like minutes of scrimming together?
Oh, you know, we've been practicing for this all week. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I get to play with the best of Brazil, which is amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be an exciting lineup. KS. We saw great performances from you and your team. 1UP Esport, ladies and gentlemen. Really great performance through the first 3 days of the Invitational in the group stages. Again, you didn't quite get to this stage. Nearly did. Nearly knocked out a reigning world champion who's looking to take that later on today. But you get to play on our big stage now.
It's awesome to play on a big stage. I mean, we are here because of 2 months now. The team is together 2 months, and that we staying together now. It's awesome.
And we have great guys from all of EU and APAC to compete in this. We're going to have some fun. I'm hoping for some showboating. I'm hoping for some unusual picks as we go into this as well. Skies, though, the pride of this side of the world. North America, Latin America. This lot, going to sweep them aside?
It's going to be easy.
Easy?
It's going to be easy.
We're going to be playing a best of 2. Are you giving me a Fabian-style 2-0 prediction?
2-0. Yeah. Easy.
Nothing to be scared of?
Nope.
It's not giving me very much, KS, I'll be honest with you. He thinks it's going to be quite easy. You've got a look in your eye now.
Let's take the fight in a knife fight, bro.
10-0 knife fight coming up. You guys together? Communication on point, strats ready, pocket stuff gonna come out?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is going to be silly, and we're really pleased to be doing it. You, him, shake hands, pull out knights. No, don't. Just shake hands. That's the best handshake we've had this entire tournament. Well done, guys. Right, take your places. All Stars West, take your places. All Stars East. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a best of two, and this is going to be upstairs with Enzo and Milos.
Thank you very much, Matt. And it's finals day, Devin. It's going to be sick. We're going to warm up here. So, bonjour, Montreal. Let's get ready to rumble. Now, before we start, we're going to have to talk about a couple of things. We talk all the time about how nice the Rainbow Six community is, how close we are. Well, even between our different production teams from around the world, you haven't seen the German team here in the arena for the playoffs, unfortunately, due to restrictions, let's say.
Yeah, referring to the casting teams.
Yes, with the casting teams. But if you look right to our side, they are here where our fellow Brazilians were. Imagine this. Our Brazilian casters, Retaia and Meligeni, were so nice that they gave away their seat inside of the arena for their German broadcast to cast right from here and live the experience of the grand final and deliver it to everybody across
Yeah, let's give them a
Germany.
hand to the Brazilian casters for that.
That is absolute humbleness and just a ton of love between everybody in the Rainbow Six community. But before we start off, I just want to hear a bit of noise from you guys. So, if you're supporting Team West, because we are in North America, let me hear you for just a second. Come on, let's make some noise. Okay, that's not bad. All right, I'm EU, right?
I'm sorry, is what I am.
All right. Let's see how your Freedom Waffles work out after this. So, let's see who's supporting EU APAC in this in Team East. Come on! Oh my God! Every single time. When we're back in Paris for this, I'll tell you what.
Then you'll get the claps.
Then we'll get the claps. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into game. But you see the lineups here for our All-Stars teams.
I want to mention something about it as well. So for those of you who are wondering, where's Chate or Eunice or Canadian, who are also top votes? Fortunately, they're playing in the finals and being so close to the grand finals. As much as they would love to, that is not a great idea for them to be in this as well. So we're just giving a chance for all those who did make it to the stage now to be on the stage and play it off like you saw. Some of these guys worked really hard in the group stages. So those of you who are just tuning in for this weekend may not have seen them earlier if they got eliminated, but now you're going to see them. And I think it's a fantastic way to showcase a lot of the skill you might have missed earlier.
Yeah, definitely with these mixed lineups. I mean, honestly, we're looking at the orange team, well, the East team in general. It looks like just your standard EU ranked game.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Standard EU ranked.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you see KS, Para, and Kanto playing together. This harkens back, Devin. But let's get into game. I know you guys are excited to see what shenanigans these two teams are up for. Thankfully, we can't see the spam in chat, because otherwise that would be a bit silly. But let's get in game number one of this best of two. And it's going to be Chalet, so let's see what shenanigans.
This is going to be definitely interesting. I mean, we've got one team that's stacked full of Brazilian players and Skies.
Well, Skies does speak Portuguese.
Does he? Yeah, with his gun at least, I imagine.
Exactly.
Of course, I imagine we're going to see some interesting operator picks as well. Stuff you don't see as often in Pro League, like maybe a Tachanka perhaps. Some other interesting choices, but these guys are going to be having a good time. This is a great way to blow off steam if you didn't make it into the stage. Some of that frustration coming out, and the Lord himself gracing us with his presence. Julio on Blitz, though, that is a big surprise.
All hail Lord Para, meme Lord of the century here. And he's going to set up with the Tachanka. Can't believe we've actually never casted people that pull up at the Tachanka.
The exception being, like, I think one seeding match with that Chate was in previously pulling it out. But they are going to set it up at the table, make sure he's got a seat for
Julio tryharding even in an All-Stars game.
They can't help
Julio
themselves.
goes for the blitz. It's something, it's within him. The important thing as well is, KS on the Caveira. And for people that watch a bit of KS's stream, he can be very difficult to deal with.
That'll be interesting, especially with the Vigil on board as well. They're definitely going to have to deal with some serious roam play from these guys. But Julio's going to be there to clear that roam very quickly. He can bust Wade KS. They'll go for
Spawn beat Kanto KS with a double. Here we go. Where are you at, Team West? Julio and Psycho, 2 left alive.
My team. Well, guys, you've got to check spawns in this game, too.
Play it like it's a ranked game, and you see the peak from the bedroom upstairs.
Oh, nice shield, though.
Oh, I can't believe it. Kanto making the MP5 work. Psycho's going to go down. Lusty with the boss.
He's got the boss 12 feet.
And here we go. Not a single man lost, and it's Team East.
It's all right. It's all right. That's the warm-up round.
That's the warm-up round. Let's go.
They got their laughs out. Now it's time for defense for West. You see them even coordinating at this point. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to get our own Chonka maybe even.
Oh, boy.
Oh, even more interesting choice here.
Let's go.
East has got some confidence in it today.
Go. Look at the smiles on Kanto's face.
70s, too. Let's see what. Let's go, boys. That is so nice of Sky. So gracious to let them win a round. Really appreciate that, Sky's. Just so humble. We'll see, though. They are fighting for all of the charms here. See if they can make it. Round 2 of the biggest game of the century. Shin gonna get that charm as well. Vigil coming out from Skies. We actually seen him play some good Vigil over the group stages.
Yeah.
So could be interesting. Julio bringing, though, probably the most interesting pick outside of what East is doing. Actual drone work coming out, though, from some of the East players.
That's the trick. You want to make your opponents feel that they're being challenged.
Make them feel. I'm not sure the East is doing that right now.
Well,
we'll see, though. They are setting up like it's a serious match here, like actually getting the reinforcements up. So I feel like now that West lost that first round, they do kind of want to win this one. Ness, though, trying to help guarantee that if he doesn't get too cocky. Unfortunately for him, missed opportunity.
All right, well, full spawn here, and are they all going for shield?
Here we go.
Have a shotgun to play with. Well, just in.
Are they ready for this?
Oh my God! You thought Blitz was something difficult to deal with when everybody's running shield. Here we go, breaching in. Team Rainbow
the
is
human
inside.
centipede. Here it goes.
KS and
Shield
crew.
Team 6.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Captain Winters are in the house, and Kanto is upstairs in library.
There's that roam clear.
That's the roam clear. Unfortunately, there's no Blitzsticks. Just a bit of damage here. And that's all he needs. Frag comes in, and they realize, oh, it's a shield. Let's spray everything into him.
Almost
taking
Ness
it down.
gets away with that one. Oh, and then the punish back and the trade from Kanto.
Got
There's
to move
the second
in.
one.
Julio gets the second kill. Kanto is from up top. Again, there's reinforced hatches, which unfortunately do not really work out too well when you're playing with a full recruit lineup. And Kanto, pistol kill on Ness to clean him up, and I think this is going to be a full rush into trophy here.
3v3.
Let's go. The cohort is in. His Shin looks to every angle. Astro sprays one and gets the 2. Julio to clean him up. A valiant effort.
Yeah, a violent one as well. That's like. I feel like for being a shield meme, they actually almost pulled that off despite some of the early losses. I think the KS over there having a good time as well.
Yeah, one thing I want to highlight is that everybody on Team West has their headsets on, aka your white noise headsets. That way you can't hear the audience, whereas most people from our EU team, or EU APAC here on Team East, don't have them on, which means they're going to be explaining the fact that they can listen into us into the crowd.
Yeah, you see Leslie and KS just having a good time. And I hope you guys out there are having a good time with this as well. This is a great way to warm up before such a serious, dramatic final.
All is fair in love and war.
I feel like it's like the Harlem Globetrotters of Siege right here. I want to see some ball dribbling. They're setting up a little series as well. Looks like they decided, okay, we had a couple back and forth rounds. Maybe we'll never play it. But Montaigne from Nest might say otherwise.
I can't believe it. We're actually seeing a bedroom site. Oh my God.
They are going to pull this off. Just you watch. They've got the lineup for this.
Though this is actually very viable with the holes that are opened up from
New
below.
meta. 100%.
They're going to open up the entire site here. Kanto just has full line of sight. Honestly,
it's an open concept office. They want to make sure they get some work done.
It very much is. Lusty is going to drop down with the Vigil. I assume he's going for the boss 12.
Of course, right?
Yeah,
he is. He had promised he would do some memeing with that when I talked to him earlier.
Even Kanto going for the spawn peaks.
So many spawn peaks in this. I feel like they wish they had that line ability right now to see those spawn peaks early.
It's a pretty try-hardy side here with Nesk going on the Montaigne, of course, and Julio with the Blitz. It's definitely not the recruit rush that we saw before.
Are you feeling the tension here? This is a lot of tension for just the last 2 rounds going the way they did. Seems like both of them realize we had our fun the first 2 rounds. Now Skies wants to make good on his promise.
He goes for the Ash, and that's something that he's very familiar with, to say the least. And Julio on the blitz goes in for the rush, but he's so low on HP, gets down by Shin.
Great counter.
Help with the smoke here. Montaigne is spotted, and that's Nesk on him. With a quick rush from Skies will get shut down. 5v3 is Nesk. Deploys the shield and pulls back. They can shoot him from below. That is the most important thing, and that's why he'll fall back. And All Stars West have been repelled, but just for now.
Yeah, Psycho low on health as well. This could really swing the other way. As now that he's down, it's down to a walking shield and a sledgehammer to try and end this. But it's against 5. This is not looking good for... There we go, the flank. Shin at least with a 3K this round. Oh, there we go. KS finishing it, though. Having the time of their lives.
All right. This is starting to heat up. One thing is that Skies has a bit of a communication problem, obviously, with the team. They do speak English, but it's not the level of.
I think he's focusing all his efforts on communicating with the opponents and challenging them to knife fights instead. I can't speak Portuguese, so I will speak with my blade, is what he's hoping to do. But we'll see if he can pull it off. Going to be actually on Pulse this time. Oddly enough, you pick the guy who needs the most communication skills in terms of actually doing something with that Pulse.
Easy.
He'll ping, though.
When you're all excellent players, some of the best players in the world, it's no problem. All you need is just click Z, and there you go. That's all you need.
And left click.
And left click.
We'll see, though. I think there's a little bit of challenge coming out for Ego here. Both these teams.
So they've been challenged to a knife fight, as you said. So is this actually going to be a full knife fight?
It looks like they're going for it.
Oh, my God.
We can see it.
Let's
the melee
see this one happening.
Either that or it's going to be a dance fight.
I'm surprised there's no sledge being picked just to play around with a hammer.
I would love to see that. It is a little bit of slow hammer. Shin actually going to be on recruit. That'd be interesting to see which recruit that is. Maybe
Julio.
3-speed recruit, I assume.
No.
Oh, there we go. Ring around the rosy on the shield.
No
Look at that
entry
stack.
beyond this point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Skies is going to see them coming, though. Don't worry. They are stacking these shields up. That should make it interesting. I'd like to see them open the hatch as well. That frost trap on the window should make it interesting as well if the fight gets inside. Here we
check
go.
this out. Full rush from both teams as they
Smokes come out.
Here we go. Smoke from the Capitao. They play around. Sky's going in for 1v1 with KS. Both coaches are in, both IGLs. They try to get a close-up angle.
Oh, 2 knife kills.
Here we go. Kanto with one more on Julio. 4-3.
He's coming ahead here.
Oh, nice. Astro taking down Para. There's 2 left, and KS gets taken out. Skies will fall.
It's all on Astro to take down 2. They can flank him. He's going to have to try and fight. Oh! Kanto with the knife.
Let's go.
I'm surprised they didn't talk about that during the Year 3 panel. The new mode that's coming out, knives only. Maybe next year.
Can we get Alexandre back in here? He has to talk to us about these 5v5 knife fights.
Well, we are going into almost match point here as East is up 2 points. Not looking good for Sky's brag earlier, but it's best of 2. So I guess they could get 1 point if they lose this one, tie it up. Then they could both have their egos in store, right?
Easy for EU.
Easy for EU.
Might be a foreshadowing to our grand final.
EU APAC. We can't forget Shin.
I mean, we consider them part of the family.
And Lusty as well. Yeah.
They're all part of the family.
The big global family.
The global family, indeed.
This family is a little dysfunctional, though, we have to say.
Located by attackers.
But we're going to get that Tachanka out again here, this time from Shin. See some similar lineups to earlier.
Nesk with 0 kills.
2 assists, though. He is helping out, doing some damage. He is the only assist on this team, but KS, 4 kills and 4 assists.
Shin with the 6, Kanto with the 6. Honestly, this definitely does remind me of playing ranked with Kanto, because it just means that every single time you play, pops the window, goes for 3 kills, and is like, oh, I'm a terrible player, as he downs most of the enemies.
Yeah. Shin gonna go for the spawn peek Tachanka.
Oh my God.
Is this gonna work?
With the shield in front of him. Oh my God. Here we go. Spawn peek from
Will it work? Oh, he's gonna trick him into looking at one spot. And then we're gonna have to spawn peek from KS again as well. Poor West should just probably helicopter repel in at this point. Not looking good for them here. Tachanka getting deployed. No, he's gonna move the shield. KS does get one. Psycho down.
Tries to go for the second. KS low on HP here for the 1v1.
There's Nest's kill, and he makes up for it with 2.
2 down from Team East as West.
Been low on health though. Oh, the knife, or the gunshots to the legs. Not looking good for East this round. Unfortunate. Could see a comeback.
Oh my God, Lusty!
What are you doing?
Come on. Just wait for it.
Just wait till they're all in at once.
Here we go. Everything's been thrown.
Let him come in.
Are you kidding me? He's just sitting down with the boss.
Human welcome, Matt.
Oh, this
no,
one! Astro! No! We'll get the kill, but a spray from Kanto takes one. Nesk will clean up the last, and the
West bringing it back. West is still in this. 2-3, it's not match point quite yet. you see the serious faces coming out from these guys, just looking to just murder each other over all this silliness.
For all the seriousness that we've had for the past, technically 6 days, this is something that is fairly refreshing.
Just a little bit, yeah. We're going to have a side tournament of just this at some point. But I think these guys going to make them feel a little bit better about not being on the main stage to actually play for the grand finals. But nonetheless, still making some interesting plays, some good angles and shots like Lusty there. We'll see if West can make that comeback, though. As we said earlier, it's a best of 2. That means we're not going to potentially see either of these teams have a chance to come back for a 2-1 situation.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're playing for a potential 2-0.
This is something. Either one team is far superior than the other, wins 2-0, or it's a tie 1-1.
Or, yeah. I kind of hope for that situation. That's the best of both worlds. But Pair, though, with the donut, but he's going to bring out a whole bunch of little donuts to shoot down into the room from Fuse, our first Fuse we're seeing here. That will be a nice surprise for anyone in the room who's not taking it too seriously or communicating.
Astro's going to set up some ADSs here, just something to play around with. And Skies with a 6-12 surprise.
Yeah, gotta have the shot, the T-shirt cannon, as it's referred to. Shooting out merch for his enemies here as he throws them down to the ground as well. Our first Elysian, actually, I think. But this might have been one more earlier. Para bringing out that Fuse. I'm almost surprised it's not a Fuse shield at this point. But there's the boss G12 coming out this time from Psycho, who's going to reverse glass here on defense. Oh, unfortunate, that Van, a little bit of a blocker on his drone throw.
Comrade Para will come in with drone.
Shin going to be on the blitz this time.
Yeah, he's got some smokes to play around
with. No,
and
turns too much.
Oh no, Psycho.
A Psycho falls to KS has been on point. Julio, though, going to come around for a nice little flank. Can't decide which way to go, though, burning up a little bit too much of the silent step to get up there. But here he goes on the prowl. Doesn't quite find him.
Switches for the Spas now. Trying to hold the angle up close to the Twitch, and here we go. KS goes down and drops the second on as well.
Interrogate time.
Let's go.
Now they're going to find him.
Cough him up.
No!
Saved by Para. Oh my God, there we go. Para, so happy.
Information denied. Oh, the kills himself in the impact game. Skies with his best kill of the round. Astro, though, finishing off Shin, not looking great for West, but they trade it back 2-2. There's those Fuses. Skies refusing to be taken alive. Good play on his part. Pair, though, trying to catch someone with these little hockey pucks. Being handed after all, but no! Denied by Nesk.
Nesk at least gets one out of this, low on HP. It's all up to Lusty on the Doke.
The attack shotgun.
On the boss G, trying to play very close up here for the foul, but Nesk brings it out in the headshot, cleans up the round, and West, they're tying it up. This is much closer than I thought it would be, though.
I think they're making it entertaining for us. I feel like there's like just a small amount of serious plays in here when they get kind of like in that mode. Their reflexes are to play so like in it.
I'll give them one thing. They technically won 4v5. Skies decided, you know, to take matters into his own hands.
That's right.
He ended all right there.
Did us a favor. Watch him come out ahead on this, though. But I believe he did lose his knife fight earlier, so that's you know, that's going to cost him. KS feeling confident because it still doesn't need his sound. Just trusting his instincts. I like that the guy that's playing without headphones is going for continuous spawn peaks. He's like, I can't hear them at spawn anyways. What do I need headphones for? Apparently, Rambo's on his way from Julio. Be afraid.
Oh, no, he's going to go LMG Capital.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Shock and awe time.
There we go. 249s out from Julio. He sets up to go for the attack. All-Stars East. Not really anything out of the ordinary. Now, still with the Vigil, still trying to play with the Boss G.
Haven't seen too many kills with it, though.
Yeah, it's either you hit the shot or you're down.
It's almost like they're dodging being shot. We'll see, though, what recruit he is on as well. Every once in a while seeing those trickle. I feel like Vigil's still seeing a lot of play here.
Attackers recovered the
bomb. Oh boy, Nesk is gonna go for the revolver, and oh, here we go. Julio's gonna keep spraying.
If only the whole building was penetrable.
Empty the mag and just go in with a 249 as he goes in for a quick reload. Usually you shoot one round out of the 100 and then you go for a quick reload as well. You never know, maybe that one bullet is all that you need.
I bet he wishes this was Favela. Much higher chance of hitting someone inside.
We should have actually.
What happened there?
Ooh, KS goes up for one. Julio, though, will take down Para with the Capital bolt. All right.
Capital going in to get a Rambo. Done with his gun for now. Just going to go in extra Rambo style. Leslie, though, with a nice shotgun kill with the X-Sniper. 90 gets burned. That's 2 burns for Julio.
Julio is just on fire as he keeps spraying with a 249. And everybody runs away. Nobody wants to contest. No,
oh, Shin does.
Comes in, gets the kill, and that is a 2v2. Nesk with the revolver and the shield in hand. Astro on the outside of Trophy Room. Just trying to find a quick angle here. Maybe he can take down KS, who's set up with the PRB as he goes in for a quick shot, and Astro takes him out.
Sweating so hard now. Shin wants to take that. Oh, it gets the drone midair. Now, if only he could hit the face.
All right. He's going to peek from kitchen. Is he going to peek from the kitchen?
Oh, he is.
Yes, he will.
Decides to go off just in time.
It's definitely ready for him. I mean, there's a lot of time, right? That's a strategy. That's something.
That's a strategy.
That's a resource. That's something to.
He's going to go out to ruins and think about it.
They're going to move through the barbed wire. Nesk will advance bit by bit. He's going to hit the frost trap. Astro right behind. They're going to have to go for the pickup. Information sent to Shin as he pops the smoke and just waits for his opponents to rush on in as they pop their own. And here we go. Spray can't get the kill. 2 bullets left in the SMG. 11 can't go for it. And Nesk straight up. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
The revolver kill. Wow.
Oh,
just brutal massacre there. So here we go. 1 team on match point now. That means...
Don't disappoint me.
Yep, Team East is going to have to step it up here. We got to see overtime on this. There's only 2 maps. Come on, guys. Can they do it?
Let's go. Kanto, I believe in you. You are. Just bring out the try-hard that you have inside, and let's see what you can show us.
All these guys with a little try-hard inside of them.
Oh, you haven't.
Just pregnant with skill.
Oh, God.
Looks like they're having a good time, though. So you see him still warming up his wrist. Kanto's like, okay, I got this round. He heard you.
All right, thank you, Kanto.
Thanks, Kanto.
I appreciate it. All right, Psycho on the Legion this time. This is a pretty okay setup. You know, Doc, probably
Doc.
Astro going for spawn peaks, the castle as well. I mean, you have Ness that's probably going to roam around. If anything, we always see Ness playing the Valk, but I don't see why he shouldn't be playing.
Different team, you know, they've got to have a different team composition. Synergy's a little different on this map, bomb site. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't go for a pass. Now, this is the thing. Around a year or so ago, when Latin America was not set in Pro League just yet, they had their own tournaments, and especially on bank, when you'd see a stairs hold, if there's a defense downstairs, you'd always see a Caveira with the Spas because it just stops everybody that moves through the stairs.
It's got a pretty high rate of fire.
Yeah, all she does is just sit there and just destroy anybody that moves through the stairs.
Skies with the taunts, but it is only match point, and there's still another map to go after this. Can they win this round? Skies is going to be taunting them as they are actually droning around here. You see KS's drone, for example. Going to spot out Nesk, but Skies is going to stay invisible. May even come to help it.
Oh,
no, KS!
My God. KS, well done. Just sprays through the garage door, and we'll get the kill on Nesk, who falls to the floor. Skies looking to avenge his fallen comrade as all 3 are set.
They're just getting drunk in there.
They have reinforced
it's a lock-in.
Literally everything.
The taps to get ready for the run out. They also have impact nades as well. Skies does get the kill, though, backing up his taunt.
Lusty does go down, as you say. Quick rush in, and Julio gets 1 more. That's KS on the floor. And all of them come rushing right on in. Astro with 2 more to drop it east. One more alive, and that's Psycho.
Oh, sorry, West takes it. My boys.
I didn't know you were from Sao Paulo.
It's part of the America.
Exactly.
We are one. The semi-United States.
All right. So let's see what, you know, obviously, even though West won this, we're so used to the Americas having roster changes after every single one of their games.
Yeah, you think they're going to disband?
Yeah, they're just going to disband after this and try to reform.
Hopefully their org can keep them together.
Yeah.
Brazil, though, always united in their country, regardless of win-loss. So part of the reason I was expecting West to win this is because regardless of what team they're on, we know that all of Brazil is winning for country more so than team. And when you have 4 out of 5 from the same country and the ego of Skies, that alone is helping.
That's a country on its own.
Absolutely. It's a whole float in a parade. It's so big. He is going to just be barreling down. I don't think he's going to let this map slide either, but he's certainly not alone in that with Brazil just playing maximum try-hard skill when they get down to it. But you saw, again, the East guys, looks like they're putting on some headphones now. Nope, he's just got the in-ears.
I think they're going through house rules, basically. So they're trying to make it a bit more interesting. So, you know, maybe ACOGs would be off the table. That'll be something interesting, you know, banning out.
If Skies has his way, no ACOGs will be allowed on his team. But we'll see. I don't know. He's going to have to communicate that in Portuguese.
Okay.
No ACOGs,
No
guys.
ACOGs, no shields. That's what we're agreeing for right now.
Sky's the king of balancing operators. There's our pulse.
Speaking of which.
Matt Andrews in costume already. Like, I feel in the tensions. The East is feeling like, all right, we got to win one now. Otherwise, this is not going to go great. But they are preparing for the next map, which we'll see what will it be for map number 2. We saw a really good chalet to start with. Look at him just thinking, stratting.
At this point, both of our teams are literally here for the charm in this skin, right?
Absolutely. So Fabian, unfortunately, not here to play for the charm in the skin this time. He's going to have to do that next against EG.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Map 2 in our best of 2 series. One, All-Stars West, All-Stars East. And look at that, it's going to be Coastline.
What better map to end it on than one that is an entire dedicated party island?
Yeah, boy.
Pool party, I imagine here. Maybe a knife fight in the pool would be good as there's limited availability to run around. Jump into the deep end on this one. We'll see, though, how they're going to play it. This should be an interesting map. This map has a lot of mobility, probably more so than Chalet, so the kills might come down a little bit slower. But we're going to see an interesting lineup. Trap meta?
What do you think about the trap meta?
I think talking about it itself is the trap.
Exactly.
Baited.
Baited, that is for sure. But we start off in a defense upstairs in the main bedroom. It'll be interesting to see where they set up. You know, I wouldn't put it beside All-Star East to just, you know, reinforce themselves in the bathroom and just stand there.
Yeah, no, I liked that wine cellar strat. I'm expecting to use that in ranked. That's like the all 5 don't move and I hope they think you're AFK kind of strat.
Actually, if you did that and had a mute jammer.
It's a good way to deny it.
Theory crafting.
Well, no, that's also a good counter specifically to Lion, right?
10 seconds left before insertion.
There you go. There you
no
go.
one can find us.
There you go. Pro League strategies being formed as we speak.
You guys are welcome.
If anything, I can give you my bank IBAN just to send in whatever you need at the end of the show.
Emphasis on ban. All right, here we go. What is Lusty going to place those traps? Kanto, though, going for the spawn peaks as well. These guys definitely wanting to make sure you got to check your windows. Oh, the pre-fire, almost what? With shots from Kanto, unfortunate.
Kanto flicking here as you see his opponents are all set up on the balcony, and they're just going to keep on calling
Psycho.
here. Psycho gets the kill on Kanto, and that's the first kill. Of course, the Para 308 is much easier to control now compared to previously.
Lusty
gets one double kill for Lusty.
Lusty is the master of just relaxing. Unfortunately traded by Nesk, but I'm expecting to see him doing that in Pro League games from now on. KS, though, with that submachine gun taking down Nesk, now down to a 2v3.
You see the jump in from Astro and Skies. Definitely two of the best fraggers in all of the Americas, that's for sure. This guy's trying to play 1v1 against the Ella, and I know the Ella is too much for him. Pera will get the kill on Skies and go for the quick reload, the infinite mag.
I like how he's sitting on his own trap, almost partially covered there by the dead body.
If you want to take me, you're going to have to take me.
Come
dead.
knife me, bro. Oh, here we go, the vertical play.
Bagnate's going to get opened up. KS going for the shot as he's
so close.
A bit of Astro playing in hookah. The party's just getting started. They just all spray into him. Takes down one, goes in for the quick reload, and Skies kills
What? From the grave?
From the grave.
Even a teammate. Skies don't care. He'll kill himself, he'll kill his friends, but he's going to win the rounds.
Perfect
baited.
bait. Perfect bait.
Well done. So West still, I'm not switching sides. I'll be honest, sticking with the West here. We'll see though. Let's see what they've got in store. West on defense this time. Where will they play? 4 viable bomb spots.
All right.
Store.
I'd like to give a warm welcome to our buddy Parker Interrobang Mackay, who's now in the building, passing right by us, watching the game.
They're doing their aerobics, warming up for the finals.
Of course, he knows that this indeed is the real grand final.
Yeah, I am sorry, guys, but you're a little late. So enjoy the All-Star match later. Fortunately. Where did this KS guy come from?
I mean, it's funny that Skies is saying that, because I'm pretty sure that Skies didn't make it to the venue either. He got knocked out in his group, right? Thinking.
That's all right. Skies will win this, and he won't care what you said.
10 seconds
We'll see about that after the show.
We'll see. Anything is possible here.
5 seconds to go.
A lot of cap can here.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. KS.
Interesting play here. The Echo to shoot
Are heading out to defuse a bomb.
All right. This is interesting. Now,
I'm liking it.
He wants to go for a quick peek outside, but also we see a love announcement from KS to counter. So it's a bit of a mixed bag.
So it looked like some of the icon there for the cameras to take it over. But yeah, the love is real between these guys, but not between Psycho and Lusty, as Psycho gets 2. Capcan don't need traps.
Julio gets 1 on Kanto, and now they will all rush in. KS takes down 1. That Sky's out of the picture, and KS gets the 2nd. He's left.
I like how Sky's typed easy as he dies.
Smokes will get thrown, and Astro just pulls it out and straight to the body. Shin will go down and tie it up here. I wish everybody could get revolvers. That would be interesting.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, Brazil is trying to make up for not having anyone in the finals.
5-man stand down.
5-man stand
At high noon, we'll see who takes this one.
If only we had an Old West map. Maybe with the reskin things they're doing, we could get one of them reskinned as an Old West themed one. Revolvers only would be fantastic.
There you go. I hope you guys are listening to us from the Def
We
Team
have
Ubisoft.
all the great ideas.
Yes, yes.
We keep them just for these events when you can't turn us off.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately for you guys.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made, yes.
All right, speaking of which, it's 1-1 now. Both teams playing a little sweatier after last map.
Oh, yeah.
Nonetheless, though, it's down to the wire. I think there's still some threats being made between guys, looking to make sure they want to have a little bit of a pool party. I would like to see that.
Oh, boy. Actually, it would be nice if they had the pool party without shooting one another. Just, you know, like sitting down.
No, that would be great. Maybe for the last round.
Can we get a round tie off of this?
Yeah, we'll go to 5-5, and then they'll all sit in the pool. Is there any operator skins that look like they're good for a pool party? I'm trying to think at this point. Probably are.
There is. The Frost, quote-unquote, grandma headgear.
Grandma headgear.
Yes. That would be fantastic. I want to see that.
Look at Leslie sitting in the room waiting for someone to just approach. The window open even. Very ballsy. Here we go. Pool party time it is.
Ella's the first one in, and they're just going to keep swimming around right in the deep end here.
Oh, Lusty.
That's the first one. Tries to bait. Julio! Here we go. Even with the flashes, Lusty can't take him. And oh my God.
Is the plant going to come down?
Astro, no. Nesk is just delaying as Astro's running right inside the building.
Here he goes.
Oh
Astro, you can do it. I feel like this is watching football. He is going for the touchdown, folks.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Oh my God, they're all baited by Nesk.
Astro has this.
Oh, he takes one.
The 3-speed wins, though. Here, the plant is down. There's the breach charge bait.
Oh
He's
my
gonna get him if they go for the defuse.
I cannot believe this. Astro is now outside, and all of
This is a
Team
first
East,
for Pro League.
they have to run on in, and he's got.
Can he do it?
He's got it.
They've got to find it.
Kanto just goes
Kanto,
in.
he sees it. Is he gonna fall for it?
Oh, there we go! Bears on the
Here's
floor.
the knife fight.
Astro needs to delay as much as possible. Gets one. Gets taken out, unfortunately.
Defuse happening.
Oh my!
Whoa! Kanto wants it bad.
Toxic plays from our Finnish player here as Kanto will have the opportunity to win it out for Team East as they put a round on the board.
The show of skill here beyond comprehension as these guys just duking it out. I feel new teams forming already just from the camaraderie of this event. We'll see, though, who comes out ahead in it, as it looks like East does want to make this a 1-1. Already 1 point ahead, although that was due to some misplays there by Astro in the defense of his bomb. Probably could have brought a partner with him, but I love the touchdown sprint nonetheless. Fortunately, his victory dance penalized.
I can only imagine if he had gone for Capital, for example.
Yeah.
That spot would
have just smoke it out, absolutely.
God.
Maybe next round we'll see that again. Nonetheless, he did get at least one knife kill before he went down.
Claymore on diffuser is always something.
If he had a Claymore, somehow he could have a Claymore and breach charges. I'm not sure if there's any recruits that have that, but that would have been the way to do it.
Probably not. Probably the Claymore is like an ability for.
Bomb located by
It's like
attackers.
imagine you're just coming in, new recruit in 6 team. It's like, yeah, you got a Claymore. Try to not blow yourself up.
Good luck. Well, we will see. They're going to be playing Kitchen now. So, yeah, Tactical Realism would have been good, KS, with a good point there. Would love to see them. The team kills would have been frantic in Tactical Realism, let's be honest.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Unfortunately, they've discovered the location of the bomb, so now they're going to have to work a lot harder here. He's going to make sure they can see everything going on in this room. Unfortunately, the trap not coming out. He is not able to hit the drone with that. The drone trying to bait the shots onto.
Attackers recovered the
Yes, blow it up.
Attackers are moving to
trying to bait him with the drone, not working. This is almost like playing hostage.
This can be actually a really sweet light show because you can switch between all three cameras.
That's a good point, yeah. He's going to put on a little choreographed light show for us.
Shin with the suppressed L85. Welcome to casual.
He wants to make sure they don't know he's coming. That grenade, though, definitely going to do that. Pair, though, going to make it a party in that room for sure.
We're spraying to A. They're trying to find some sort of entry here.
Fortunately, finding KS instead, and we've got one falling. Lusty and Shin getting initial kills. It's looking like East could come out to 3-1 here.
Astro waiting in for the run out. He spots nobody as they're all right above him, and he's going to have to fall back with a bit of HP taken down. And now
I like this angle, though.
Yeah,
he's got a good coverage.
Really tight angle.
He's going to get one. Oh, the whip shot. There. Oh, wow. Astro, you're letting us down after last round, man.
I can't believe it. Somehow Astro is unable to get the frag, and KS will take him out. What a clean shot. Psycho will avoid the drones here as he moves into service entrance. He's going to take one bullet and a second to clean him up from Kanto. Last year's desk. He's going to get shot down in East. They're pretty darn close. 3-1, but we might see a comeback like we saw on map 1.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the comeback from the West. Eminent Domain coming out here. This is all on them to bring it back. At least one round before we see match point. This is what we saw last time, though, like you said. So, what will they do next? Surprises galore in this. So many new metas being born here today. So many new strats and angles. I imagine the clips from this match alone might outnumber the rest.
Especially with that Ash running from the other side of the map to try and go for a bomb plant. I mean, I'm surprised that we didn't see just a breach of the code, if you will, and just pulling out the R4C and spraying down everybody because, hey, all's fair.
I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for a knife fight to turn into a gunfight when someone just gets too trigger happy or misclicks.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Lusty, I wonder if he's going to go for the hiding again. He's been the master of just finding a spot and hiding in it till everyone's in the room. He's the guy who needs the outfit that matches the walls or something to just stand there.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So far, pretty standard setup on Penthouse. Obviously, there's some teams that like to reinforce everything. Some teams just like to open it up and sell Rogue doing it yesterday in much more professional matchup. And we see Kanto setting up for an MP7 run out here with the Bandit, trying to get some info. Has the Doc to help him out as well here in KS. These spawns are nowhere near them, and they might just have to fall back in a bit. There we go.
You saw the calls for the rehouse as well, because Julio broke the rules and accidentally brought a shield on Fuse. Unfortunate. Maybe they'll just TK him if he gets too wily with it, or he'll put it behind his back and just pull out the pistol.
Oh,
wow, the lean kills.
That's what we're talking about. Here we go. Shield is in play, and Baja is like, you know what? We thought that there wouldn't be any shield play, but
a little QE tap fight.
C4's out. Skies will trade it here. KS gets the kill. We'll get Kanto back on up. Let's get up, big boy. And that's a spray from Astro.
Wow.
Takes down 2. And Team West tied up 3-3.
Not looking great here for either team, but 2 minutes left. This is going to turn quickly as Para gets the first kill to put it in their favor.
One more for Kanto, and it's Astro yet again left all on his own. He's going to change up his strategy here. Just go all the way up to the rooftop. Nope.
Still,
he's trying to bait maybe for a run out. He
yeah,
knows that there might be a run out here.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're going to hear that audio cue pretty loudly. Could we see a C4 throw? No, he's not got no C4, so just going to bait this hatch.
All right, Shin. There we go. Quick rush out here from Para. He's trying to get the kill, and Astro will take him out.
It was a freebie to make this a little more fair.
They open up the bathroom just for him. What a nice...
He needed to relieve himself.
What a nice guy. Shin just waiting for Astro to jump in, if anything. There's a minute 8 on the clock. As Astro re-maneuvers, you can, of course, jump down and go through the middle here.
Unfortunately, he's rotating around. Shin had just started the bath.
This is a pretty excellent way of maneuvering around your opponents, but look at the angles that are being set up in the hallway. Oh my god, do they even know that he's here?
So
well,
close.
Now they do. Straight from the hallway, they try to engage, and from the bedroom as well. Spots one, he can't take him out, and Kanto brings out the pistol.
We are at match point here. West is going to have to come back if Skies doesn't want to look a little silly. We'll see, though, both teams.
I heard a lot of noise when Team West was just starting the game. And it seems like the entirety of the stadium just died out.
It's the tension.
Oh, my God.
Look at this. Look at these guys not even smiling anymore. This is just...
I think they're going to need some energy.
Yeah, I think
they're going to need some energy in it.
I think you guys are going to have to pump up West if you want to see them actually make this comeback real.
Is there going to be a comeback? Come on, Montreal, let's go!
Don't make me look stupid. Or if you want to, save it for after the game.
Intimidated. You see East, they're so intimidated.
And defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right.
Easy.
Seeing still some Capcan play here. I'm not sure we've seen a lot necessarily from that.
No, we've seen a couple times. Shout out to Stevie, who's probably in chat, and she knows exactly what Capcan's all about. Have to mention her pretty much every single time.
That's right. Well, unfortunately for Julio, bringing out the shield last round didn't give him the advantage they were hoping for. So he's just going to go trap meta. Fortunately for him, the drone's a little more nimble than his shots.
We're reading you like Harry Potter.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Is he going to go for the pistol? I don't know about that.
Oh, are they all going to go for pistol runouts?
This might be the fastest way to end this series here.
Be careful this round. Apex strats coming up. Let's see how this comes out.
Apex strats.
Nest won't spot anybody downstairs here. As East so far are pretty safe. Just see in here basically a lot of fire being thrown in. That's lucky.
Rambo's
with
back.
249 and get the headshot. Bye-bye, that Psycho. Pistol picked up here from Skies. He takes down one now. Free maneuvers in the hallway, waiting for the push from Nest. Nest gets the kill on Shin. That's the diffuser down. And there's 3 left. Diffuser on the stairs. 1v1 fight next. Nest with one more, but Kanto will refrag. Quick drop in from Astro to take down one. But that is only a takedown and not a kill. KS on the revolver. To find the close-up angle with the headshot. They maneuver around him. And here's the headshot. Astro goes down. 2 bullets in the mag. Can't get the shot with only 1 left.
He's going to go for that revolver clutch here. See if he can pull it off. This is for all the marbles. KS trying to clutch this out. He's got to make up for 1UP not being here today, for his whole team representing. Can rotate around. There's Ruins over there if you want to talk to the rest of your team. Now he's going to go on in.
Clutch or kick. We'll see
Indeed.
if KS can win this one here as he holds up a close angle in the blue bar. They know where he's
So
at.
close.
Or the 1v1! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? KS gets the double! 3K with the revolver! Oh my God! A Team East! You know what? You know what?
Sheriff of Ibiza.
You know what? Hey, I'll call it a victory, but even with that,
We all win.
We all win. Indeed, that was some fantastic gameplay. And it turns out 1-1, and hey, it seems like both halves of the world are pretty tied up, and well, they both like having fun.
Unfortunately for Penta and EG, they can't go 1-1 today, but that was definitely a good warm-up for that super great match. KS was my MVP for that, even leading up to that, so.
I'll tell you one thing, KS has got to be feeling fantastic after this. He's probably going to be watching that VOD like a zillion times.
I'm going to as well.
All right, so let's set things up here for our upcoming panel and later on with the grand final. We've had a lot of fun, but it's time to get serious. Pulse himself, AKA Matt Andrews is standing right downstairs. Back to you, Matt.
Straight up, 2 years of Rainbow Six Siege, 2 years of LANs, Pro Leagues, World Championships. That is one of my favorite things we've ever done. Thank you, Ubisoft. Thank you, ESL. And thank you, everybody, to these incredible 10 players for bringing us that.
I don't know, when we handshaked, he slipped me a 20, so.
Check Urban Dictionary, we'll see what that leads to. KS, congratulations firstly on the announcement between you and Kanto. You must be so happy together.
Not easier.
I love that. I love that we had Chanka right from the beginning. That's always going to make people happy. And you lost your knife fight.
I don't know what happened, man. The scuff.
You lost.
The scuff didn't work.
Communication, obviously on point. Everybody in place. And let's not even what was... That was brilliant, guys. That was absolutely amazing. Lots of fun in the chat from you guys as well, which I loved. Clutch or kick. Yeah, we're going to get in there, aren't we? Easy. I've got to leave you alone now. Guys, absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, your All-Stars West, your All-Stars East.
Hey, Scrub, wake up. Hey, Scrub, wake up.
Thank you so much for doing that. GG, everybody. So good to see you all on our stage as well, representing all of our regions. Thank you, everyone, for coming to do that with us. There's a big contest to come on this stage, of course. We will crown the world champion of Rainbow Six Siege with this sledge and our best of 5 later on today. But before we get to that, we will bring you Outbreak. It is coming. It is a live 4-week event. You've never seen anything like this in Rainbow Six Siege, so don't go anywhere. This place is gonna turn red, and Outbreak is amongst us.
It's the final day of the Six Invitational. The crowd is lining up, ready to cheer for Penta or EG in the grand final. So let's find out who they're here to root for and why. Starting with this guy, who you're here rooting for?
I'm rooting for Penta.
Why is that?
Because they're great, and Evil Genius has been long-time winners, man. They got to change.
All right, how about you?
I'm for EG. They have to be the second time. Yeah. I think they're going to be the second time.
All right, we got the rivalry playing out right here. What about you, my man?
EG, man. Yeah. All the way. I want to see North American team for a second time. Invitational, that would be awesome. NVK is freaking great.
Excellent, excellent. Who else is here stoked? You guys excited? Yeah, sure. All right, who you rooting for?
I'm rooting for EG.
Yeah?
Yeah, because Europeans have had a very big presence, so we got to root for our North American boys.
All right.
EG as well.
Yeah? EG all the way. The crowd's certainly in favor of EG here, but Penta's got a strong following too. It should be a great matchup here at the Six Invitational Grand Final.
I remember in this clutch, I was pulling my hair out. It was too fast for a player to do that.
A eliminação em cima do jogador, quase tenta uma double kill. Olha o Nesk, double kill pra ele. Vai partir terceiro, triple kill. 4K do Nesk, impressionante. Mais uma situação complicada pra ele. Tem um pixel melhor, o Nesk consegue um clutch espetacular. Um clutch que pode garantir a vantagem que a Black Guardians precisava pra ir pra...
Typically, when you're in a 1v5, you're not supposed to win.
You could expect sometimes that players can do this kind of things, but not exactly how he made it.
Depending on the situation when it comes to a 1 versus 5 clutch, it could mean a lot or it can mean a little. If we're talking about in Pro League with players that are on the same level as you, it's one of the greatest feelings that you can get.
When you're watching a teammate try to clutch an almost unwinnable situation, all the stress kind of goes away. You just have full confidence that he's going to make the right decision. And so that's when he can perform at his best.
You gotta have a lot of luck, you gotta have at least a little bit of negligence on the enemy team's side, and you have to be completely in the zone, just thinking about nothing but exactly where the enemies are, what angles you need to challenge, what angles you need to avoid.
Some of the most important things like to consider while you're playing it is try to isolate opponents and get into as many 1v1s as possible, because you are outnumbered. You want to get into the 1v1 engagements.
He gets the 4K clutch in a 1-on-4. What a wonderful job. Black Dragons, Pen Gaming.
They were playing against Pen Gaming, and it was really a matchup. I was started to scream, the adrenaline was exploding in my body, and I started to shake.
Tava parado só mirando aí, esperando alguém implantar, entendeu? Não tinha muito o que fazer, tava só mirando aí. Quando o Zig morreu, eu falei, aí complicou. Perder um X5 é quase impossível ganhar um Rainbow Six, né?
Segue pelo trabalho.
Quando eu matei esse cara aí eu falei, mano, não vou perder isso aqui não, aqui eu vou ganhar. Eu não escutei a Ashka ainda. Tanto que se você ver o Zig aqui, ele vai falar, ó, mais um. Aí eu viro e consigo matar.
Vai partir terceiro, triple kill, 4K do Nesk, impressionante!
Aí tinha a câmera ali, eu sabia que eu não ia morrer pra ele nesse pix, porque é muito roubado. Quando você mata o quarto cara, normalmente sua adrenalina vai subir. Sobe muito a ponto de você tremer.
Mais uma situação complicada pra ele, tem um pixel melhor, o Nesk consegue um clutch espetacular!
Passou na cabeça, foi tipo, caramba, eu consegui fazer isso. Eu falei, olhei pros lados e vi o Oni colocando a mão na cara, eu falei, nossa, velho. Mas a energia que o time teve depois disso foi uma coisa inacreditável, cara. Eu mesmo senti isso, na hora eu fiquei todo arrepiado, entendeu?
After you get the clutch, it's a rush of excitement and feeling. I definitely think that it's one of the reasons a lot of pros stick around and are still trying to be the best.
Dès qu'un kill est pris, dès qu'une round est gagnée, dès qu'une map est gagnée, dès qu'un match est gagné, en fait, c'est tous ces sacrifices qu'on payait.
Pra mim foi um momento especial, porque foi meu primeiro clutch que eu ganhei, meio que eu descobri um pouco do potencial que eu posso ter. Naquele momento isso despertou e eu consegui fazer aquilo. Então foi onde eu pensei, se eu me dedicar mais, eu vou conseguir aumentar o meu nível de habilidade. Então desde aquele dia eu procuro treinar sempre, ainda mais. Procuro buscar esse mesmo potencial que eu tenho. Eu não sei se um dia eu vou conseguir, mas eu espero que sim, com toda essa dedicação que eu tenho, mas...
Hey there, folks. Chris Waters here at the Six Invitational. Now, you know me, you've been watching the videos, and I've been going pretty easy on folks, asking them some nice questions, seeing how hyped they are. But it's time we get real and ask them the tough questions about Rainbow Six Siege. Which Siege gadget do you think would be useful to you in real life?
Oh, that's a pretty good one. I don't know, there's something about Caveira and interrogating people, you know, stabbing them while they're on the ground and getting that information that seems pretty cool.
I would say probably the Montaigne Shield. Just get through crowded hallways way faster, not have to worry about, just use it to block like the slush, because we are in Canada after all.
I would probably go with Thatcher's EMP. so that especially when I'm driving in downtown Montreal, I can just drop in and shut down everyone's phones so they'll actually pay attention.
I think Dokebees is kind of fun to just like annoy everybody around you, and then you can get the cameras too, but it's fun to just annoy people.
Blitz Shield. Why is that?
Aesthetically speaking, it's satisfying. Definitely Tachanka. If I'm in my room playing Rainbow Six, someone walks in, I just get on that. I'm like, okay, guys, you gotta get out. I'm focusing right now.
When the attackers are planting the diffuser, typing it into the keyboard, what do you think they're typing?
Good question. I always just thought like just random numbers and stuff. You see like all those movies with the bomb squads and everything. That's what I imagine.
Oh my God, help me! There's a bomb. How do I defuse it?
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B.
To be truthful, I bet some like really mathematical code, but in my head, it seems like they're on Facebook and they're just chatting with their friends.
I would say it would be the most obscure possible thing past that it could be, which would have to be a password with a capital P and an exclamation point after.
Really uncrackable.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way they'll defuse it. Yeah, it's perfect.
Probably like something like, all right, we already got the W, or something like that.
For my money, I'm taking Jackal and his Inox, so I can finally catch those kids who smoke in my stairwell and ask them very politely not to do it anymore, please.
So a key to staying on top in Siege is innovation.
You just got to keep trying to evolve constantly.
Tem que inovar muito, porque senão você acaba sendo jogador muito manjado, né? Então você tem que procurar sempre essa evolução.
So the meta in Siege is constantly changing, right? That's probably the best part.
There's always new operators implemented. Depending on what they bring to the table, they can definitely shake things up.
Ubisoft a voulu mettre en place un renouvellement trimestriel pour que le jeu soit vu et abordé d'une nouvelle façon par les joueurs. C'est une adaptation constante et un renouvellement des strates constant aussi.
Chaque saison des nouveaux challenges, que ce soit en termes de compétition, en termes de stratégie, on veut toujours être les meilleurs.
Every team in Siege, every region kind of has their own playstyle, so it's important to figure out what the new meta will be and then add your own twist to it.
Estou inovando, jogando com os operadores novos e mostrando coisas que pode ser feita até mesmo na Pro League, entendeu? Quanto mais você joga, mais você fica acostumado com coisas novas e não é tão surpreendido assim quando você vai jogar um campeonato. Às vezes você pode até surpreender seus adversários, né?
There's basically two types of teams, the trendsetters, right, who kind of figure out what it's going to be and start setting up sites with the new meta. And then there's teams who kind of wait, watch VODs, and then put their own twist on something that's already been discovered.
You really do just have to go into each season with a new mindset and not be stubborn, be willing to try to learn from other teams.
I really want to see how this Ying plays into this push.
40 seconds to go.
With the most recent operation, we saw Ying come in extremely strong, and Ying put in a lot of changes into the meta.
He's going to blind them tremendously. He's going to go down for the push, go for the play right under the drop patch.
She also forced out Oregon as a map, which now Oregon is one of our top 2 most played map.
One that really comes to mind for me is like the introduction of Mira, who kind of took every map and recreated how bomb sites were defended.
Au début du jeu, on avait tendance à fermer le bomb site, à renforcer les murs. En tant que défenseur, on voyait pas ce qui se passait de l'autre côté. Maintenant, on peut mettre un miroir qui allonge la ligne de vue. Ça va être maîtriser encore une plus grande partie de la map et étendre les défenses.
On border, the Armory Lockers defense, people do a monitor's mirror where it looks down the hallway. It's probably the strongest way to hold the bomb site.
Et ça se trouve, on découvrira encore des nouvelles choses avec ces persos ou avec même les persos des premières saisons dans un an parce qu'il y aura des nouvelles maps, parce qu'on approchera la map différemment.
We all have the skill. We can always grind the hours it takes to stay on top. What it comes down to is the determination to win, being humble in defeat, like always learning.
Plus ça va aller, plus il va y avoir de maps, plus il va y avoir de stratégie, plus il va y avoir de bomb sites, et plus ce jeu-là il va nous rendre fou, mais fou dans le bon sens.
Hey there, folks. Chris Waters here backstage at the Six Invitational to give you a glimpse of what it takes to put an event like this together. Teams have been working around the clock to assemble this stage and get it competition ready. Camera crews have been testing and retesting, finding all the angles to bring every moment of the action to life. Up in the control booth, people with a bird's eye view have been looking at all these flashing lights. I have no idea what they do. Teams from Ubisoft have been overseeing everything to make sure it all comes together for the big weekend, and over 30,000 miles of cable have been laid throughout the arena. And yes, I just made that up right now. The work that it takes to bring the Six Invitational to life is massive, but I think we can all agree it is well worth it.
So every team at a professional level is committing the time these days.
Our motivation to keep playing and to keep putting in the time is really just we want to be the best. We're all highly competitive people, and we're not satisfied if we aren't the best.
During boot camp, pretty much every day we had scrims scheduled. We'd wake up about 1 o'clock, we'd have scrim scheduled with one team, take a break, have another team towards 5 or 6 o'clock.
I record all of our scrims immediately after, watch them all back to see if myself or our team have anything we can improve on.
Plus tu vas jouer, plus tu vas voir des choses, que ça soit en classé, en match, en scrim.
Les vidéos, les VOD, c'est quelque chose d'important qui nous permet d'élargir notre vision de jeu et notre compréhension de la map.
The best teams really look at why specifically they lost the round or the gunfight or whatever. They try to fix it so that it doesn't happen again. I've kind of translated that to everything in my life. I wasn't always as skilled as other players, but better be damn sure I'm gonna go to the rink twice as many hours as you are. And I've applied that to the game, and it really does pay off.
Le jour d'un match de Pro League, on ne peut pas avoir un problème de concentration.
As a coach, I can see when players are kind of bummed out, if scrims aren't going their way.
We always make sure to communicate so that everyone can be in the best possible engagement and so that everyone's supporting each other.
Le fait aussi d'être à côté de ses partenaires et rien que de se taper dans le poing entre chaque round, c'est vraiment une transmission d'énergie. Et puis aussi de rassurer son partenaire, lui taper dans le dos, on est ensemble dans ce combat et tu vas te relever et c'est toi qui vas nous faire gagner le prochain round.
Você ter 4 pessoas no seu time que querem o mesmo objetivo que você. Não tô jogando ali só por diversão. Querem ganhar, querem chegar ao topo. Então essa é uma diferença, porque o foco de vocês vai ser o mesmo. Com isso, eles te ajudam a crescer no jogo.
In a match, when we're down, we usually keep things pretty positive.
Maybe you have an off day, maybe you don't play your best, but you still know that the formula you're using to win is there.
To me, winning is the biggest relief. It's like everything you've done, every minute you put into the game, you finally achieve.
The excitement after winning a match, especially an important one, it's huge. Kind of amps everyone up and gets them ready to continue on.
I'm definitely looking forward to the Six Invitational. It's the championship of Siege. Whoever wins the Invitational is the champion of that year, the world champion.
On est ambitieux. Notre but, c'est de régner sur Rainbow Six. On veut aller au plus haut.
None of us are quitters. None of us are gonna drop down and then not be the best and be like, oh, well, I guess we can't make it back to the top. We all know we're capable of making it back to the top, and we're not gonna stop until we're there.
And you know Troy, he's really competitive. He wants to win. But he wanted to do it with people he enjoyed the company of. And I think that's something that really helps them stand apart from everybody else.
On vit des moments mais extraordinaires. Quand on est sur scène et qu'on a le public face à nous, qui nous acclame, qui nous supporte, vraiment, on se transcende.
Tudo que eu faço, todo jogo, eu sempre peço a Deus para me ajudar a conseguir dar a vitória aos meus companheiros, ajudar eles a conseguir o que eles querem, entendeu? Então, eu vou levar isso para minha vida inteira como inspiração e mesmo num momento difícil eu não vou desistir, entendeu? Eu sempre vou procurar o máximo, sempre vou dar o melhor de mim e mesmo se não der certo, vai ter outra chance, se tiver eu vou agarrar e vou dar o melhor de mim também.
Overall, if you want to get into the Pro League of Rainbow Six Siege, it's extremely achievable. And while it might seem a little bit daunting at first, anybody can do it if you really put your mind to it. What you need is to be in a team where everybody's focused on the same objective. That learning curve will accelerate, again, if you like the people you're playing with, if they're just as committed as you.
The biggest impact Siege had on my life is the way I look at life. It made me realize that you can really look at everything as a challenge.
Here at the Six Invitational, the walls are lined with fan art. There are a ton of creative folks who love Siege, who have been creating art for the game, and I'm with one of them right now. My man, introduce yourself to the folks at home.
Hi, my name is I am Jedbird, and I'm from the UK.
Your art's on the wall here. How does it feel to be displaying it here, seeing people check it out?
It feels absolutely amazing. I mean, seeing it on the screen when I produce it is one thing, but seeing people's reactions and seeing it hung up on walls to this scale is just, it's amazing.
So what inspired you to get started creating fan art for Rainbow Six Siege?
It's just basically I create art on what I enjoy, and I really enjoy Siege.
Very cool. What is it, yeah, I mean, what is it about the design of the characters that really kind of draws you to them? Because your art does focus on those characters themselves, the operators.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with them being CTUs, they do share similarities between each character, but each one has their own unique style. And obviously the uniforms are completely different. Each character has their own personality, and you try to get that through.
What would you say to folks at home who are sort of checking out your art, seeing examples of the other art that's on display here, and thinking to themselves like, you know, maybe I'd like to get into that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of diversity on the walls here, and there's some great artists in the community, and looking at each one is very inspiring. And because I don't have that particular style, it makes me want to develop and want to create things that are more like the other artists in the community as well.
In addition to I Am Deadbird's art, there are a ton of other artists represented here that cover a range of styles, from the cute and whimsical to the high definition, super realistic. There are arts for all your tastes. If you get the chance, be sure to share your love with these artists on Twitter. I know they love hearing from you folks about how much you love their stuff. And some of them, like I Am Deadbird, even accept commissions. So hit them up, maybe slide into their DMs, and you could end up with some Rainbow Six Siege fan art of your very own. The hype for the Six Invitational is real and ongoing, and it's not just the fans watching at home, it's not just you folks here in the arena, it's also the entire Rainbow Six Siege development team. Joining me now are three of those members, Jalal, Farah, and Leroy. This is a big event for Siege, but what does it mean to you to be here seeing your game on such display?
Well, I've been on Rainbow Six for 6 years. Like, for me, it's really like the most amazing ride I've ever experienced. Like, it's so amazing, like, to think back like 6 years ago where we were at, and today like having this big event with so many people like loving the game, and like you really feel the love in here. So it's awesome.
Absolutely, you can definitely feel the love. Farah, how is it for you?
It's really the dream, to be honest. Like, this year we have a full community section, so you have fan arts all around me, you have cosplayers here as well. So for a writer, it's kind of a dream convention.
And Leroy, seeing it all come to life here on the big stage?
That's insane, you know, like I used to be a kind of Raven Shield pro player, so seeing like 10 years after this venue with that many players coming from all around the world, it's like, I'm achieving my dream through them.
We're now in full swing here. What are you excited to see over the course of this weekend as the tournament plays out?
Well, of course, I'm excited to see the finals, see who takes the trophy home. So it's really, like, for me, really exciting to see that.
Big time suspense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, the final is going to be epic. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what FaZe has in store for this year. So, yeah.
And Leroy, it's not just the exciting competition we're seeing this weekend. We've also got some panels. Give us an idea of what's coming down the pipe.
There is a lot of big surprise that's incoming. You don't want to miss the Chimera panel. You especially don't want to miss the Earthwa panel. But I think the biggest one will be the Outbreak panel. There's a lot of surprise on this one. So yes, you really definitely want to check this.
The schedule is available online. You folks can see it there. Stick around. We got panels and great competition all weekend long. There are a lot of ways people have arrived here at the Six Invitational, but only one of them has come by way of Golden Ticket. Hey folks, Chris Waters here with Candy, winner of the Golden Ticket contest. Now, Candy, tell us what you had to do to earn your ticket here to the Six Invitational.
So basically, to come here, I had to design a character for Siege. We had to basically design something that we felt that would fit well in with Siege.
Okay, so the moment anyone hears new operator in Siege, we immediately want to know, what's this operator's name? What are they all about?
Okay, so the operator I designed was called Maya, but her siege name is Matara. She is a 1-speed, 3 armor, and she's supposed to be like a slower operator. She comes from New Zealand and is with the SOC team. She joined at about age 23, and she's pretty cool. She's a pretty cool operator. I'm quite chuffed with myself with that one.
And I've seen the designs, and she looks really cool. I especially love that tattoo of the eye on the back, but that has significance for her ability and her unique gadget. Tell us about that.
So basically, it's the Carrera dart. It's a blow dart that she fires into a room that she wants to clear out. Once it's set up, it basically pings any defenders that go into that room and alerts Matara.
Excellent. So a strong intel tool. Is that sort of what she brings to the table for Siege?
Yeah, she's basically mainly to eliminate any roamers, make sure there's no one behind her. The idea of it is to make sure that no one's going in the room she's already cleared out.
Fantastic, Candy. Well, folks got to look at Matara. She got you here to the Six Invitational. How are you enjoying it so far?
It's absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's insane. The environment's amazing. Shut the fuck up, you cunt! The atmosphere is just incredible. It's crazy.
All right, folks, there you have it. You never know where designing your own operator might get you. Follow Rainbow Six Game on Twitter for future contest opportunities. Check out Candy Explosives on Twitter and Twitch, and stick with the broadcast for more Rainbow Six Siege action.
Maybe she has a vaccine. Maybe she has a cure. Maybe I can stop working in a quarantine tent that's lined with claymores and C4.
You're a humanitarian, and I'm not sure you can afford to be.
You have a better option on the table? Because we're barely containing this. And I hope you have a solution that doesn't involve a nuclear response. I heard the talk.
Okay. Let's try it your way. Let's extract Dr. McIntosh and pray to God she's got answers we can use.
Merci.
All right, guys, ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dr. McIntosh is holed up in the serology lab, but external comms just went dark. Reach your location ASAP.
$20 says this exfil is a bust. With the good doctor's resumes, anything to go wash.
All right, boys, lights off. Let's take our time. Got a breacher, yeah, behind a car. Let's try to go silently. Anybody got a line of sight? Oh, he's coming, watch out. Line him up. Okay, looks like they might have heard that. Let's go inside. Right, let's try to hide it here in a little bit. Barricade it?
Yeah, got it.
All right, I'm gonna check the corridor. Oh, we have activity. All right, come on in. Chenka, you wanna cover the left side? Smoke, take the right.
Moving up. There's 2 on the right side. Make that 3.
All right, take him out.
Lights on.
Yeah. Oh, behind. Right, watch out, through the wall. Came right behind you. Let's go in the media room. Behind. All right, let's go. Watch out behind those walls. Yeah, there's one back there. Okay, looks clear. Let's set up for the door over here.
All right, center it up.
Perfect.
Here we go.
I've got multiple
Yeah, we got a lot of breachers. Watch out.
Take them out.
We got a rooter behind.
Reloading, smoking it up.
Okay, try to back up a little bit if you can. Yeah, ooh, rooter right here. You see it? Behind again.
You got me?
Got one. Is there another one?
Yeah.
Smoke is down. Head to the serology lab.
Okay, everybody in.
Oh, just lucky, or do they know where we're headed?
We continue with the mission. It's all we can do. We go over here.
Okay, lights off. Take your time. We have a grunt over here. Okay, I'll line him up. Watch out on the left side. Yeah, put it right here. You probably heard that. Watch out. Let's take the right side.
Yeah, right behind you.
Yeah, they heard that, definitely. Watch out behind you, Chenka.
In front of us?
Yep. Take him down. All right, meet up at the top of the stairs. Yeah, they're coming. They're right behind us. Watch out. Try to wait it out a little bit. Okay, looks clear. Let's try to cross the courtyard without getting too much attention. Got breachers.
Couple on the right.
Yep.
Going through.
Yeah, let's meet up inside.
The dock should be close by.
Room is clear.
Okay, Chanka, you want to take point? Watch out, breacher. All right, lights on. Let's just go for it. Under, below.
Package located. Secure her and prep for exfil.
Okay, barricading windows.
All right,
Barricading
perfect.
door.
Gonna get some reinforcements.
Turret up over the courtyard.
Perfect. Gonna cover a corner over here.
Okay, I'm gonna secure the doctor.
Perfect.
You made it. Good. Now help me recover my research so we can get the hell out of here.
You've got hostiles inbound. Protect the doctor at all costs.
I'm right behind you, Chanka.
Right.
Do you see them?
I see a couple on the west.
Yeah, a lot of them. Light him up. Okay, I'm backing up.
Okay, north
To
side.
the right side. There's more. Are they coming through the
Moving
wall?
my turret.
On the other side.
Turret's back up in that.
Okay, watch out.
Fortifying.
Yeah, perfect. Watch out, there's more behind that wall. They're gonna breach it.
Smoking up the hallway.
Yeah, I see a lot of them over here. Oh, the breach the right side. They're coming from the ceiling. Yeah, doctor's under attack, watch out. Frag out. I need cover.
Get the doctor pathology and grab that research.
All right, I think we're good. Gonna get the doctor. Let's get out of here.
All right, covering you.
Following you.
All right, but that's all the time we have for the live demo today. I hope you enjoyed it. And off to Justin for the expert panel.
At live gameplay footage of Outbreak, our free event coming to all consoles and platforms in the near future on March 6th. It is going to be lasting 4 weeks, and we cannot wait for you guys to play. Please give a big round of applause to my amazing panelists that will be breaking down all the details that you just saw. Of course, we didn't want to spoil everything. Mac, you are just coming off the demo. Thank you back for joining us. But please give a big round of applause for my 3 amazing guests. Lucian Soulband, lead writer on Outbreak. How's it going, Lucian?
It's going really well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How's it going? It's so great to be here on the big stage, showcasing Outbreak for the first time.
Seriously, this is like living the dream.
Yeah, what's it like for you as the lead writer to see it out there for the first time?
It's really incredible. I've been waiting a year for this thing to finally come out and to see everybody's reaction, to hear all the feedback on it. It's just incredible. And to see Mac just doing that great run-through right now, I can't wait to play it.
Absolutely. And my second guest, Irvin Dos Reis, please give him a big round of applause. Technical director on Rainbow Six Siege. How's it going, Irvin?
I'm fine, except they survived, so I'm sad as the AI team.
As technical director, it's your job to be the player's worst nightmare.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And unfortunately for you, Irvin, Mac, you succeeded, your team succeeded in accomplishing the first half of that mission. Of course, we have 3 maps, but you guys finished that first half.
Yeah, we managed to go through it. I was pretty excited to see. It's always stressful. We never know what can happen, and this is the live demo. It's actually what player's going to play. There's no cheats, so it was pretty stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys handled it wonderfully. A lot of Tachanka pro plays I see you there. Now, to go over all the details that you're going to be experiencing here, we're going to break down everything from the story to the AI to the level design of everything. But first, let's set the stage here. Lucian, what is going on in Outbreak? What's happening here?
In Outbreak, what we have is we have a Soviet capsule, at least 40, 50 years old, that's been lost for quite a long time, ends up by re-entering orbit, crash lands in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and it's got a parasite on board. Parasite spreads, infects everybody there in town. Town gets quarantined, and right now, Rainbow and the people that are there are the only thing holding this thing back. If it gets out, it's a bad hair day for everybody.
Bad hair day, and obviously we saw a lot of really cool visuals in our CG trailers leading up to this weekend.
Yeah.
And that was really setting that story, and we recommend you guys go check those out. There's going to be a lot more of those in games that you can experience as well. And so one question that a lot of players come to me about: why are we introducing this event? Why are we doing this event for Outbreak?
The question on everybody's mind, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that, you know, I guess you can look at Siege as a sports car, and as a sports car, you really want to be able to, you know, punch it. You want to push it to its limits, and you want to be able to see what this thing can do. We've got a great engine. We've got a solid roster of characters, and honestly, going into year 3, we just wanted to have fun. We wanted to break all the plates. We wanted to show what we could do with this engine, how far we could push it, the destructibility of it, the relentlessness of the enemies just coming towards you. All of that. We really wanted to have that moment that we could enjoy, that we could have fun as gamers and sharing that experience with our community.
Having fun with the game that we love so much, with the operators that we love so much, of course, Tachanka and all those wonderful characters that we'll get into in a minute. But this was really a celebration of our community to kick off year 3. We talked about it before, how this is kind of a, you know, it is a free event. You don't have to pay anything. You don't even have to play it if you don't want to. But it is going to be there for people that do want to experience that world a little bit deeper.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that, you know, we keep on saying, okay, we're kicking off year 3 and we're going to do it in style. But the fact of the matter is that the last 2 years have been, wouldn't have not been possible without the community growing behind us, without the goodwill and all the positive feedback that we've received, all the players that have come into the game recently as well. It's been phenomenal. And so the thing is that everything that we're doing with Outbreak is also a celebration of the last 2 years, to say thank you to everybody here, saying thank you so much for the love and support.
It's a celebration of everyone in this room watching Rainbow Six Siege all week long at the Six Invitational. It's been a really special week, a really special weekend, and we really thank you everyone for being here. And of course, with Outbreak, it does create a bit of disruption. It's not the two operators, one map that everybody's used to. It's something different.
I like how you say a bit of a disruption, because it's not a bit. The thing is that what we wanted to do is, you take a look at the operators and stuff, and we know players have been wanting to play Tachenka and play him to his strengths and just have him stand there, depressing the trigger on his LMG and just raking down enemies. You know, we've known players wanted to play Glass and have long sight lines and take down enemies. You know, and we know that there's been hostages out there that have been fearing for their lives whenever Fuse is on the map. So we wanted to provide all of that and keep Fuse a little bit away from it.
Absolutely, but introducing the same characters that we love, the same mechanisms and features of Siege that we love, but putting it in a new environment. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that I think it comes down to this. It's all about respecting who the operators are. We're changing the circumstances around them for this one-shot event. We're doing that so that we can celebrate who the characters are themselves, play the characters that the community knows and loves, but everything else about it is just stuff that we wanted to throw out there.
Stuff that you wanted to throw out there, that you wanted to have fun with. The game designers had a lot of fun with this, creating this, and turning to one of our game designers, Irvin Dos Reyes, the technical director. Irvin, as a designer of Outbreak, as a designer of these AI creatures, these monsters, what does the Parasite allow us to do as a design team?
And the Parasite is the key to freedom in terms of design. Instead of thinking about gadgets which have to sound realistic in the Clancy lore, you think about monster abilities. You just try to have fun. You just focus on how often they are into your gameplay, and that's all. And in terms of readability, you're creating monsters. The silhouette can be easily readable. You can imagine states very obvious for the player to guess, okay, oh, they're doing that. You can much more focus about the gameplay rather than trying to sound real for fans.
And really focusing on trying to survive, which Mac did so well. And really, I mean, it's really you against the AI, you against this system. And let's take a closer look at those AI monsters. We have 5 archetypes, of course. We only saw 3, but Mac went against the Grunt, the Breacher, and the Rooter, but we also have the Apex and the Smasher. And they're classified into 2 different groups, the Grunt and Breacher and sort of the Critters. So Mac was facing all of these different, Grunts and Breachers in the beginning, the first 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden a Rooter came out, but in that situation it could have been an Apex or a Smasher. So let's break down each of these different archetypes.
Bouncing back on having fun designing something, you have all those silhouettes very much different from a human one.
Right.
Except for the Grunt, which is the weaker archetype of enemy you will encounter. And it started this way. We wanted, okay, let's take it again. Let's see what's happening. And you have those swarm of enemy closing the distance with you, totally disrupting your usual tactics in Siege. Plus your 3 players only to take care of that. So it was real interesting to the point, to the visual identity, where we've done a prototype like by basically, okay, let's see if that works. We push the behavior of who are infected to a white mask, the whole Terrorant white mask. And we pushed the animation with that. And man, it was insane. The fantasy was there. It was working. You were having those creatures breaching the walls with their bare hand and closing to your position.
And it actually worked. It actually performed well, and it was fun to play. And here we were taking a look at the Grunt, the sort of basic monster that you're going to be interacting with a lot, right?
Yeah, Grunt and Breacher, you will encounter them a lot in your level. And the Grunt is that kind of human silhouette wandering in the levels. He basically don't care about you at the beginning when he's unaware of your presence. So he's kind of weak. You can take him down, you can put a bullet through his head. He will fall down easily until you point that flashlight of yours in their face. And as soon as they listen to you, as soon as they know you're there, oh, everything changed. It's not one Grunt, it's a swarm of Grunts.
Swarm of Grunts running
way.
at you. And they do have that sort of 2-state awareness, unaware, not paying attention to you. But if you do start making noise, like Mac was when he was firing his weapon or had the flashlights on, you heard him cue, all right, flashlights on, flashlights off, to make sure they had that sort of element of surprise against these Grunts. But once they become aware, everybody starts rushing at you, and it's chaotic, and it's crazy, and it's madness.
It's parasite time.
It's parasite time. And of course, we also have our breachers. Break us down who the breachers are.
Yeah, we read a lot of complaints on Reddit, like, where's Termite? Why can I play Termite? Yes, you will encounter plenty of Termite. They're very mobile, very agile, and except that they explode in your face, mostly. And it's a very mobile explosive unit. They will try to open way for their allies to your position, and they will disrupt your group. You will force to avoid being too close from each other. But on top of that, you can use them as a bomb in the midst of your enemies to try to split them or kill them.
So a little bit of strategy there, and as we saw in the demo, the breacher was bursting through reinforced walls, making those openings for the grunts to rush in and attack Tachenka on the turret, or even Buck on the turret when you were playing. Now, Mac, we have 3 other classifications of our monsters. We have the Rooter, which you faced in the demo, the Smasher, and the Apex, these Evo characters that come in at certain points of the map called events. Explain events to us.
Well, the thing is that at first we started playing with the first 2 archetypes, and we realized, okay, those are great to fill up the maps. And then when we started to have the Evos, basically we realized, okay, so these guys are a lot harder to deal with than the first 2. And so we have to dedicate moments, so we call them events, where we're going to face off against those.
So you created these little moments where you'd face off against a Rooter, or one of these Smashers, or one of these Apex creatures. So, Irvin, run us through some of these different creatures, starting with the Rooter that we did see in the demo.
Yeah, this is my favorite little nightmare. She's a very fast and agile support unit. She will teleport at first to try to stay far from your team and crowd control you. She will root a player in your team, forcing him to stay a bit immobile at first. And then, if you damage her enough, if you annoy the lady enough, she will teleport to your position into a bloodless state to finish the job.
So she has quite a few things going on here. A crowd control area effect that can stop all players in their tracks. And then she can also teleport, and then also has a bloodless mode. So she's definitely a monster that you need to take out quick, and Mac's team did take out quick work of that Rooter when she came around.
Yeah, she don't like Chenka. You don't move. That's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And she has synergies with other monsters where if you are rooted, then a breacher can run up and explode in your face. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Smasher. One of my favorite monsters, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a little baby between Montaigne and Sledge. He has the armor of Montaigne. That means you can shoot as much as you want in his front armor. It will just get him angry. And then you think you're safe behind your wall, and no, you don't. He will breach through to take you down. It's a very beast-like, arcade-like creature. It has that feeling like the whole game. You read this pattern kind of easily. It's very strong, but has a weak point, and you have to find it and find a strategy around it to take him down.
So he does have a weak point. We're not going to spoil that for everyone. You're going to have to find out when what that weak point is when you play either on the test servers starting on February 20th or on March 6th. But he does have a weak point. You can take him down, but he is kind of this Sledge with a Montaigne shield running at you who can burst through walls and not knock you back, as we saw in that trailer.
Knock you through windows.
Knock you through windows.
And worst case scenario, we have done very nice game over cinematic, guys.
So if you do die, we didn't see it. Mac prevented the game over cinematic, but if you do die, it does look pretty cool while you're doing it. All right, so that is a look at 4. We have one more, the Apex. Explain to us who the Apex is.
Well, as the name says, it's the top of the food chain. It's a leader. And as every good leader, he will try to stay as far as possible from the action. He will try to get as far from you as possible and shoot you that kind of eco beam. If you get in him, you get disrupt, you will lose your scope view, etc., etc. But if it wasn't enough, he will try to spawn a buffer of basic enemy between you and him. And those enemies are not the normal one. They're not weak. They will close their way through you faster, and they will be more resistant to your bullets.
So not only is the Apex going to be shooting echo drone-like concussion bolts at your face, but he's spawning harder to defeat enemies and just rushing at you over and over again. That's a crazy design, and I'm kind of disappointed we didn't see it in the demo, but the players, I'm really excited to see how they're going to tackle the Apex. Now, Mac, we did see the Rooter spawn up in a few of these, and these Evos will, as you were mentioning before, they spawn during the events. Why, explain to us a little bit more about why we have these events, what allows us to drive the story and drive the spawning of these bigger monsters with events.
Well, the thing about the events is, well, first we have two kinds of events. We have the predetermined ones and presets, so that you're going to make sure that every time you're going to go there, you're going to have a smasher on fire charging at you, so that's going to be pretty scary. But we also have the systemic events. The idea behind the systemic events is that we wanted to make sure that the players don't know what's going to be happening. So sometimes you're going to go and it's going to be a smasher, sometimes it's going to be an Apex, and when you're going to crank up the difficulty, it actually might be two of them at the same time.
So 2 smashers or 2 rooters at the same time on harder difficulties.
Actually,
and
4 routers.
4 rooters.
Yeah.
That's 4 rooters. That would be insane to see.
Yeah.
Because you had difficulty taking down just one, and imagine if you have 4 of those guys running at you.
It's absolute chaos. Yeah.
Now, obviously, with all these monsters that you're going to be facing, we're going to have bigger maps and have different maps. Talk to us a little bit about the challenges behind the level design that you faced when creating these 3 maps.
Well, the thing is that at first, one of the first things we realized is that, okay, so we have these new enemies that are very interesting to play with. We need a context. So we started by putting them in the house, just to see what had happened. And we saw basically in a very beautiful setup in the house, everything was getting destroyed. It was awesome to see, but it lasted about 2 to 3 minutes. So I was like, okay, so that's great, but we need to have dedicated location to those enemies. So that's how we came up with maps that are much bigger than what we have today. So the first map...
So let's talk about exactly how big those maps are. Because you mentioned house. You mentioned house.
Yes.
That is sort of our standard map. How big are the maps in Outbreak compared to house?
Well, if you compare on the house, you see it on the left side. The house is maybe 33 by 31 meter. And on the right, you have up to scale the size of the first part of hospital. So the size difference is actually pretty huge.
That's a huge comparison. Of course, that is only one part of the level.
Yes.
And that's the one part that you actually played in the demo.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and of course, we also have new objectives there. You had to save the doctor, but it was a little bit different than what we're used to in terms of hostage rescue, where you just grab her and run.
Yeah.
But now it's actually a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, we had to expand on the how do you call it, the objective system. So before, like you said, we had you go in, you grab the hostage, you get out. That's it. You have victory. Well, if you want to create a long 20 to 30 minutes experience, of course, you're going to have to expand on that. So as you can see in the demo we played today, which was the first part, that was actually just to get to the hostage. But when you get to the hostage, you're not done. You just don't go out right away. You actually have to take her, do stuff for her, then you can get out.
Yeah, and absolutely, because we were creating these new scenarios for players to actually interact with the game and interact with these objectives, we had to introduce attackers and defenders in the same gameplay. Talk to us a little bit about the design of that. What changes when we have attackers and defenders on the same page?
Well, that's a choice we had to make. It's like, okay, so now we have these new maps, we have these new enemies, but who do we bring? And at first it was like, okay, attackers or defenders, and how would we do with it? And the answer was obvious. Well, for the first time, let's bring both of them together and give them an opportunity to play Tachanka and Ash at the same time.
Tachanka and Ash, or Tachanka and Buck, as you were playing.
Exactly.
And we're going to be breaking down exactly a little bit more about the technical reasons behind that as well with Irvin. But this Parasite really provides us a little bit more freedom of design as we're approaching Rainbow Six Siege characters and gameplay and destructibility, right?
Oh yeah, the Parasite is great because it's finally the thing that allows us to break the rules. For once, we're able to spawn enemies in a new different ways. You're able to face off hordes of enemies. Like you could have seen in the demo earlier, we actually had to take out a lot more enemies than we used to have in Terror Hunt, so the numbers are like almost like 150 if you look. And at the same time, this allows us to create these new kinds of environments. So you'll see in other maps, especially the Parasite is present everywhere. We do a lot of more outdoors and it's a lot more exotic.
Yeah, and I think the big comparison is, you're going to have a ton of monsters running at you. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be insane on these larger maps. And let's take a look at the 3 maps that we have here. We have Resort, Hospital, and Junkyard. Let's start off with Resort. And Lucian, run us through a little bit of the backstory of Resort.
The resort is a hot springs resort in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and what happens is it is now the heart of the nest of the parasite. This is where its archetypes come out. This is where it evolves to counter what you throw at it.
Absolutely. And Mac, how does this play as a map?
Well, Resort is the map that we want to play as a homage to our siege maps, in the sense that it starts very much like you would do in a disarm the bomb scenario, but this time we're twisting it so you actually have to go and plant bombs. And once you're done, it's not finished. You actually have to go through the city of Truth of Consequences and a very outdoor environment.
And those objectives are integrated into the map, into the game, with a little bit of more story, a little bit more storytelling that players are going to be used to as well. And now let's take a look at Hospital, our second map. Lucian, this is really kind of an intense map.
This is an intense map because what happens is you've got Dr. McIntosh. She was there when the outbreak first started happening. She worked with the CDC teams. She's managed to remain uninfected. And if there's anybody that has any information, it's her, but she's trapped in the hospital.
Obviously, we saw a lot of this doctor in some of the teaser assets that were released leading up to Outbreak. Mac, how does that map play?
Well, as you saw in the demo, this is a map where we took the CQB to the next level. It's very close quarter. You have to go through those corridors, very difficult. And also, it's where we expanded on the concept of hostage rescue, and we took it to the next level where it takes time to get to the hostage. And once you got her, it's not done. You actually have to do stuff before you're able to exfiltrate on the rooftop.
And finally, we have Junkyard, which is really kind of the start of it all, right? Lucian?
Start and end of it all. The junkyard, the nest, is essentially where the capsule is located, and that is what you're going to be going after. It's at the heart of all of this. So you take this down, you may be able to finally fight all of this and stop the infection.
Mac, I imagine there's going to be a lot of monsters here in the junkyard.
Oh, absolutely. This is the heart of the nest. So you can see the environment is very parasited. It feels out of this world. And it's time to take off the training wheels. You're there to blow stuff up.
Blow stuff up in Junkyard, maybe plant that Tachanka turret and just unleash hell.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to figure out, when were the training wheels on?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, Irvin, you're going to be playing on these larger maps with more monsters, more difficult monsters. But not only that, you're going to be only playing with 3 players. Why are we limiting it to only 3 players instead of the normal 5?
We have that very grim and most claustrophobic setup of the parasite's infection. And we wanted to just increase a bit the drama. And if you have like only 3 players, everyone become key to the success or to the failure. I mean, you need to work together as much as possible. No one can carry the team. You're only 3 and there's hundreds of monsters coming at you.
It puts more value on each person, making each of them more important in this scenario. And on top of all of the monsters, all the different mechanics, there's also a different way of playing stealth. As we saw with Mac, they approached crouching, and then all of a sudden the monsters were aware. So explain to us a little bit more how stealth works in Outbreak.
Yeah, the stealth was a bit improved from the Tyrant. We basically closed the stealth loop. In Tyrant, you go from, oh, I'm undetected, to I'm detected and they will never forget about me. But our maps are a lot bigger with a lot more enemies. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to basically take your breath back and grab some ammo, heal that wounded guys in your team. So we have that mechanic, like you can come back to an hiding place and try back your advance in a more stealth way if you want.
As we discussed earlier, there is that unaware and aware state, and you can go back and forth in between them in Outbreak. This sort of stealth loop that you're talking about allows the players to be a little bit more creative with their strategy. And on top of this, we the gadgets that players are normally used to, like flashbangs and smoke, interact with enemies in a little bit of a different manner. Briefly explain how those change.
Yeah, we just wanted to keep the core mechanics from Siege. You don't learn to play your operator differently. You use them with the same gadget the same way. But the effect may differ and make you able to use those new stealth dynamic and those new takedown mechanics you have seen during the demo.
Of course, the same tools that you're used to, you're not going to be learning a whole new game how to play Siege again. It's still the same Siege, but just a few little wrinkles that you're going to be able to experience once you get your hands on Outbreak.
And experiment.
And experiment. And of course, we've been talking about these two different difficulty levels. Explain to us what these difficulty levels are, regular and pandemic.
Well, if you don't want to die in front of your streamers, this guy is there, over there, you play normal. If you want to enjoy the real experience of Outbreak, of course you play in Pandemic. You will be able to not only enjoy sometimes a mix between various special archetypes, like for example, two router assisting the smatcher into smatching you. You will see that the enemy are a lot more resistant, but the top archetype, you will discover a new one just for Pandemic. Your teammates. It's the best one as doing a net shot because the friendly fire will be enabled.
Right, for the first time actually in normal mode in Outbreak, there won't be friendly fire enabled. But in Pandemic, friendly fire is enabled, so if you're tossing a grenade, shooting ash, breaching, charred, it's going to create even more chaos than a breacher running at you, for example. And of course, with the Pandemic mode, there are going to be exclusive Ubisoft Club Challenge rewards. And we're going to take a quick look at some of these rewards. They are so cool looking in-game. They're going to be used in both PvP and PvE, of course. And they're kind of glowing, and there's going to be one per week, actually. And there is even going to be one leading up to the launch of Outbreak. So these are going to be exclusive for beating Pandemic mode in the game, which is really going to be kind of a cool reward once you receive those. All right, so talking about the operators, going back to the operators, we have a select limited amount of operators. Why are we only limiting it to a certain amount?
There's two factors. First, the fan service and the fact that Vitaly is very big as a man and I'm small. So of course there's Chenka in the game. But also, instead of just the fan service, we have to find the right operator to have a synergy inside the Outbreak operation. And for example, Twitch with her drone zapping grunts would have been funny to see, but a bit useless. And then, as I said, the three operators are key to the drama. Each one is a key player, so they need to really separate their role. And you need someone to maintain the team alive, like Doc or the new operator PENTA, which excel at that. You need, with that swarm of enemy coming at you, some good crowd control operator, like Ying, for example, or the new Lion operator to help you manage the amount of enemy coming. And of course, you need the damage dealer. And for that, we bring the Russians, of course.
The Russians, so Tachanka, Kapkan, and Glaz are all going to be playable in this as well.
Outbreak was just designed for Tachanka. It's Operation
Yes,
Chenka in real.
Operation Tachanka. Yeah, no, I think we're going to see a lot of different gameplay, and not changing the way that operators are played. It's one of the reasons why Thermite is not actually playable, but he is going to be in there, as Lucian's going to be sort of talking about, but he is going to be in there. But talk a little bit about why we didn't want Thermite playable in Outbreak.
Yeah. Your enemies are not barricaded. So if we wanted to have Thermite as a useful operator, we would have changed basically his gadget. Well, Thermite without the Thermite charge, really? And we want you to enjoy your operator, the way you play them into Outbreak. We're not bringing a clone of them in Outbreak. We're bringing your operator, your main operators into the games. Absolutely. So they had to be useful. They had to make sense into it.
The main operators, and also your fan favorite operators like we've seen in the CG trailers with Ash, Thermite, Tachanka, and even Doc in that opening CG trailer. Lucian, talk a little bit about why we selected this all-star cast of Rainbow Six operators?
No, first of all, in all fairness, I did try to give Thermite a nuke. So, you know, I did try to include him in on this. So, look, as far as the operators that we have are concerned, there was kind of a split in how we approached it. The first one was, who are our most popular operators? Who are the operators that the fans know and love and have been there from the beginning? And Ash was at the top of the list. The other thing that we ended up by doing was we looked at the fans and we said, the community, who is it that the community loved? And having an event like this without having Tachanka in it was just an absolute no-go. So we obviously included him. And then there was also a little bit of a personal choice, because I had to put in Thermite because I went to high school in Houston, Texas, and you know he's from Texas. So I was like, okay, he's an Aggie. I've got to give some love there.
Absolutely, but it's beyond just that as well, because we saw Ash and Thermite becoming more than just characters, standalone characters. Their relationships are building in these CG trailers as they're talking, as Thermite wants to just nuke the town of Truth or Consequences. And Ash is like, oh, hold up a second, you know, we can think about this, but let's back off from that option.
Right, and the thing is that also, the other thing is that we wanted to see operators that we never had a chance to see visually before. So Thermite, Doc, you know, we finally take the helmet off, we take off the welder's goggles, and we have our characters there. We actually got to play with them and have them on screen and sort of pay off a lot of the community love for those personalities. Now the thing is that when we had them on set, especially with, let's say, Patricia, who was playing Ash, and with Thermite, who's played by Carlo, there was a really good dynamic that we had on set there. We had a lot of different scenes written, they played off of each other, and this kind of almost brotherly, sisterly thing ended up by playing off with each other. As a matter of fact, one of the inside jokes even made it into the Elite Ash
winning screen animation,
exactly, where she does that, because in a lot of animations, every time she was interrupting Thermite, she was doing this all the time. So we're like, okay, that's got to go in the game as well now.
So really, did some of the personality of these characters, of these operators, come about because of the actors behind them?
It was a complete melange of different things. It was the actors, how they played them, but it was also who the characters were, who they were in this situation, how they relied on each other, what were the dynamics there, but also who they were to the community. You know, the community with the artwork and the cosplay and everything has really informed a lot of who these characters are, especially since these characters kind of almost existed in a small bit of a vacuum when they were first created, in terms of they never really interacted with each other. There was some crossover, but it was mostly CTU related. And then suddenly we had the ability to do CGIs with them and mix and match them within CGI. So we got to see who they were together, and that was the most important part.
That was the most important part of putting these guys together. As we mentioned on the Universe panel, relationships are going to be so important moving forward. As the community has embraced creating relationships around these characters, we wanted to expand on that and really create something a little bit more official, create these CG trailers that bring out the life of our characters so much.
Well, the thing is that you mentioned moving forward, and that's a really crucial point, because moving forward, we now have a Universe team in place. Farah, who you've interviewed earlier, she is a part of the Universe team, along with myself, along with 2 other writers. We have artists, we have scripters. We are exploring all the different ways that we can now start exploring these characters. And the important thing, like I mentioned before, is our characters existed alone, and we now want them to exist together, to see who they are. Because the important thing for us is that they may agree, they may disagree, there may be some friction between them, but in the end, what's important is how they get together, and in the end, during operations, during these training scenarios, all of it, they're soldiers and they are professionals down to the wire in those moments. But then we also want to explore a little bit more outside of that and play a bit with that as well.
So play a little bit more with the characters, introduce them in new, different scenarios like we're doing with Outbreak, and introduce them in a new light where players can really kind of relate to them a little bit more and actually see these operators interacting with each other. I think that is so important, as we see with Ash, Thermite, and even Tachanka being there, where he's kind of cracking jokes, and his personality is coming out a little bit more. And then we even see Doc in there being more one of those more humanitarians.
Right, and that's the important thing, is that with Doc, he actually really provided a really awesome counterpoint. Because you have Thermite saying, why don't we just nuke them? And now you have Doc who's contending that and demanding more out of Ash. And Ash, as sort of first boots on the ground for Six, is becoming more and more important to Rainbow Six and to the other operators as well. So we really want to be able to showcase those operators, and now the question is, and that's the question that the Universe team is exploring, how do we do that?
How do we evolve those characters for the future, moving beyond Outbreak, moving into year 3, and building those connections, building those storylines that the players have been really embracing, and really, I mean, this is all about the community, all about providing the community with entertainment value for our operators, and really creating this world.
You know, the thing is that the community is the one that's been doing the heavy lifting. I mean, if you think about it, the initial bios that came out were about maybe a paragraph to 2 paragraphs long. The ones that have really informed who the characterizations are have come from the community. The who interacts with whom is, I probably just screwed that one up, but who interacts with who has actually been a major thing that the community has helped bring up and build. And we want to play off of that, and we want the community to be involved. We are listening, we are watching, we are learning. Some of the steps that we take may go off in a direction that they don't appreciate, and we may realize, oh, maybe we didn't mean to go there, or maybe we shouldn't have gone there. And in other points, we're going in directions, and the community has reacted really positively. And I love that dynamic. I love that relationship. The live team gives you this instant level of feedback and a much closer interaction with the community out there, and it's just a fantastic experience.
It's amazing, an amazing community. Rainbow Six Siege's community is one of the most amazing that I've worked with, and Outbreak is here for you guys. This is why we're doing it. And so that is a look at Outbreak, coming to you on March 6th for 4 weeks, and live on the test servers on February 20th. Of course, there are just a few other things that are going to be live on March 6th. We have the Ash Elite skin that will be arriving in the Outbreak packs. We have this Outbreak collection that we are launching with 50 packs available, and the Ash Elite skin will be available in that. So on top of the free one that you're going to be able to get from playing the game, for playing one game before March 6th, you're also going to be able to get an Ash Elite skin that has a different variation. You're also going to be able to get everything from weapon charms to weapon skins to full BDU body dress units with headgear and charms, all within the Outbreak packs. And of course, if you play Outbreak when it's live, you will get 4 free Outbreak packs, and they will be available in-game for our 6 credits. And this is something that we're going to be tying in. There's obviously a little bit of storyline here that ties in the operators to the Outbreak packs.
Right, and that's what you're going to be seeing more of, is we're going to use every opportunity and every little thing that we can in order to tie in whatever we release into the lore, into the operators. We want there to be a closer connection between all of the stuff that you see, that you pick up. We want it to resonate with you so that if a player puts on something, they understand where it fits in that character lore, or why it's important, or how they manage to participate in an event.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that said, that is Outbreak, coming to you once again on March 6th for 4 weeks, and on the test servers starting February 20th. Thank you so much to my amazing guests. Please give them a big round of applause. Don't go anywhere. We have the grand finals match between EG and PENTA Sports coming up right after this.
Welcome to Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. This sleepy desert town is ground zero for Outbreak, a special Rainbow Six Siege co-op event that pits your team of up to 3 intrepid operators against hordes of, well, these guys. These mutated abominations will do everything in their power to stop you from accomplishing your objectives as you follow the story of Team Rainbow's efforts to quell the carnage and uncover the truth. So you'll need to adapt your tactics if you want to survive. Because the infected are coming for you. Sure, they might look like they're just standing around having a bad time, but if you can't take them out before they spot you, you're gonna have a bad time. Equipping a suppressor can help you sneak through certain areas without causing a fuss, but sooner or later, some grunt is gonna pop off and text all their grunt buddies to come swarm you. But other enemies won't be so direct. Bubble-backed breachers love to leap around, looking to explode themselves next to you or destroy your reinforcements. Keep an eye out for the telltale bubbles on the wall, and make them respect your personal space with a quick melee hit if they get too close. You'll also have to contend with rooters, who zip around evasively and hassle you with spikes conjured from below, which hold you in place until you or a teammate can shoot the offending rooter. Then there's the Apex. They just kind of hang back, making you weaker and making every enemy stronger, and occasionally splashing you in the face with uncanny smoke that would make Smoke jealous. And the Smasher? Well, it's right there in the name. It can't see you, but it sure can hit you or run you right over. Try luring it into ramming itself into a wall so you can more easily shoot or stab it right in the weak spot. If you and your teammates manage to complete Outbreak on normal difficulty, take a whack at Pandemic, where friendly fire and more numerous enemies make things extra tough. No matter which difficulty level you take on, you'll be choosing your operators from a carefully curated group with the gadgets and weaponry to give you an edge in the crisis. Choose Doc for his super clutch stim pistol. Take Smoke and his beauties to hold the hordes at bay, and then bring PENTA to juice you up so you can gun them down. PENTA is one of the new Operation Chimera operators, and Lion is the other. His drone can scan the area and show you where the nearest threats are, but remember, you've only got 3 slots on the team. You can run it with less than 3, but it gets much, much harder. Unless you happen to be some sort of siege deity with godlike powers of destruction.
LMG, mounted and loaded!
Outbreak will be available for a limited time only, 4 weeks from March 6th to April 3rd on all platforms. And while it may seem strange at first to fire so many bullets so frequently in Rainbow Six Siege, you'll soon have a new appreciation for LMGs. And shotguns. And basically anything that shoots bullets at these horrible abominations. For more on Rainbow Six Siege, subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Behind these doors, players at the Six Invitational have been getting the chance to play Outbreak early. Some of them multiple times because they just keep getting in line over and over and over again. Let's hear what they thought. So tell me which operator you ran when you played Outbreak.
I played Lion. Well, I went Smoke. He's my favorite operator. I picked Ash.
I was playing Doc.
The new Russian one, PENTA.
How was your Outbreak experience?
Outbreak was really fun. It's very difficult when you're first going in. There's a lot of different mobs and zombies that you kind of have to... It's unexpected. Definitely the rooter is the challenge you need to watch out for. They teleport everywhere and you have no clue where they're going. We got pretty lucky that they let us do Pandemic, so it's the hardest difficulty, basically realistic of terrorist hunt, and that makes 2 rooters, so it's pretty difficult.
What did you think of the maps roaming around those big open spaces?
So it was a nice change, and I enjoyed it. The maps didn't feel too open, they didn't feel too cluttered or anything. It was a nice balance, you know, multiple objects, cover, I could hide and everything. I enjoyed it, yeah.
In Outbreak, there's a lot of new enemies coming at you that you don't normally see in Siege. How did they go?
It was weird at first. I was like, what is that? It's so weird. It's like an ugly big beast with something in the back. You have to make sure you shoot in the back. But other than that, it was really weird. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But yeah, I loved it, yeah.
Did you find that team coordination was important?
Very much so. If you were by yourself, and there was a few cases where we kind of separated, and then we were kind of doing our own thing. And as a result, we started to actually lose a certain area. So it was good that between Lion's ability and our ability to work together, we were able to persevere.
Are you looking forward to playing more Outbreak?
Yeah, definitely. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to get home and try this out some more.
I'm very excited to play it.
The Outbreak fight rages on here at the Six Invitational, but it's coming soon to you, March 6th on all platforms. You'll be able to check it out yourself.